evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming. You are joining us for episode 23 of our Warhammer 40,000 Wrath and Glory actual play series, Mork's Madboyz. It's been 2 weeks for us in the real world. We had to call off last week. I had some personal stuff going on, and it feels like it's been a month. It was a very long 2 weeks, but we are back and we are stoked and ready to go. So thank you all for joining us and sitting down for some Orc 40k goodness. As always, before we begin, be sure you stop by Facebook and give us a follow to get all the latest news on the show and the channel. Be sure to stop by Spreaker where we host the podcast and check us out and leave us a 5-star review over on Apple Podcast and iTunes to really help us grow the channel. And we've got a YouTube channel as well. You can subscribe to that. Give us some love over there. We recorded episode 2 of our Tale of 4 Gamers today, so that is going to be coming out very soon. We're actually going to discuss when we're going to release that. So maybe in March? We'll see. It's kind of still up in the air, but it's coming soon, I promise. So stay tuned for that as well. And also, of course, as always, if you want to help support the show a little bit more than just with a thumbs up or a like or a subscribe, consider joining our Patreon campaign. We've got a couple tiers there where you can throw a couple coins in the Dragon's Hoard, get yourself early access to episodes, monthly art pieces by Kyle featuring our player characters and fun scenes from our adventures, and a special Patreon-only monthly Warhammer Fantasy campaign, which this next month is going to be something fun, I think, man. I'm really looking forward to that, too. So we got all sorts of cool stuff, man. Try to give you what we can and make it worth your time and money. But however you support us, we appreciate it. It all helps, whether it's some money or you clicking on a button on one of those social media things. It all helps. So thank you, however you're doing it. And speaking of thank yous, well, there's the cat in the background, of course. Speaking of thank yous, a shout out to Canada. That's right, our great neighbors to the north. We were on rank 27 of Canada Games Apple Podcast last week. So good shit, Canada. Good for you, man. America still can't get with the program, but the rest of the world, we were even trending in South Africa.
Hey.
Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, come on, America, get your shit together. So
cool everywhere but here.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, at this rate, I think I'd rather go hang out in Canada or Norway or Denmark. So, yeah, our European northerly neighbors, thank you guys as well, as always. Wherever you are, and Lithuania, we're still trending over there too. We haven't forgotten about you. So thank you very much. Awesome, awesome shit. But wherever you are, wherever you're listening, we're back, and we've got a show for you tonight. As always, we will take it around the table with some character and player introductions. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your objective is for tonight. Anything exciting you'd like to share with the listeners, and we can dive right in, and we'll take it away with Sean, because he's not muted right now.
Hello, I'm Sean. I'm playing Peppa MD, who now has an Ogre slab shield.
Oh, so that's right. Yeah, you're like invincible now.
Yeah, he is set to fuck shit up.
He is stacked, one might say.
Actually, I think like the slab shield actually helps him protect his teammates too, so I will now be the meat shield to defend my homies.
The meat shield with a slab shield. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, right now just looking at Tomb King's models on Etsy for that Tale of 4 Gamers. Lots of interesting ones, but I might have to go back to the Age of Sigmar Mortek Guard because they just look so cool. And they would substitute for Tomb King's Tomb Guard.
Hell yeah. Do it.
Yeah. So that's what's up for Sean right now.
Excellent. Good to hear, man. Excited to have you back. How about Matt? You also were unmuted, so we'll go to you next.
Sure. I'm playing WAAAGH Steel Ripper, and I'll be trying to force a grot to do my bidding sometime today. I think news-wise, nothing too interesting in the near past. I'm hanging out at my brother's place today. Posted up in his basement while folks are hanging out upstairs, and it's been an interesting weekend. I'm trying to get my nephew, or I'm trying to convince him that Cosmic Encounters is one of the best board games of all time. He seems to be into it.
Excellent.
So it's fun.
Good. We need more gamers. Always good. Gotta convert those masses. Wonderful. And then we'll take it over to Kyle, because he's next down on the list.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lithuania. It's Kyle. I'll be playing Grave Squatcha. He uses fire to express himself. And my objective tonight is to customize a piece of war gear.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds cool, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. Speaking of orcs and customizing war gear, I've been playing a shit ton of that 40k Gladius game that we downloaded, Sean. I actually played through I finished the Space Marine campaign.
Nice.
That was my first one. Then I tried Necrons, which was like easy mode. They're definitely the easiest of the four.
Oh yeah.
Because they have so many like healing abilities. Space Marines were fairly easy too, although they were a little bit more challenging. And then I tried Imperial Guard, which was not easy.
Yeah.
But I did pull it off. Just drowned them in bodies and Lehman Russes.
It's a good old guard tactic.
Yeah. Then there was like an uprising from this tech priest. He showed up with like an army of like 30 Castellan robots all at once, and it was just like all men to the front lines. Epic battle, but we pulled it off. We persevered like a professional sports team. And then I started an orc campaign today, and I'm finally getting the hang of it. I decided to try having a teammate, so I did like teams of 2. My fucking teammate died in like the first 6 turns.
Damn.
Yeah.
6 turns? Nothing happens in the first 6 turns. How?
Because I put it on a super small map, and I put like 8 players, so like you start like within eyesight of your opponent, basically.
Oh, he just
and
got fucked.
my teammate got sandwiched between 2 enemies and kept deploying his fortress in a really stupid place. And yeah, when 2 armies just keep throwing dudes at your base, eventually your base dies. So that's what happened. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have to wah my way to victory by myself. I don't need you anyway.
True
so-
orc fashion.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, I'm getting my shit together. I've figured out how to play that game now, so that's good stuff. I bought some DLC too, so I have more units to play with.
Nice.
Yeah. Basilisks, range 6. 6 tiles, Sean. 6. They don't even need line of sight. It's so awesome.
That tracks for the game when it was like 120 foot. It was like 120 foot or 720 inch actual
I think
range.
it was 120 inches. I don't think it was feet. That seems a little too much.
Okay,
but...
it might have been 120 inches. So it's like 10 feet. When the standard board is like 4 feet long,
Yeah.
you're like, all right, I can shoot 2.5 boards away, dog. You're never getting to me. I'm putting my basilisk on another table.
That's why everybody brings basilisks to the mega battles, right?
Because they're so fun.
Yeah. Good shit. Awesome. And speaking of war bosses, let's hear from our war boss here in the tribe.
Hello, I am playing Loktar with my new and improved boss Gala.
Oh, that's right. You upgraded it last week, didn't you?
I did.
Filthy little orc.
And I'm going to be going faster tonight, trying to earn my goal.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, you're hurtling through the warp right now, so you might be able to pull that off.
I just need to get out on the front of the ship.
Surf the ship through the warp?
Just wah my way through.
I mean, going through the warp is theoretically the fastest you can go in the 40k universe, right?
I mean, it's got to be one of the fastest, right? I mean,
I'm
Yeah,
already
it's that
there.
version of light speed.
not really sure how a shock attack gun works. That might be fast too, but you know.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And I am your host and game master, the Great Unclean One. And I, as I said, have been playing lots. Well, not lots, but in my spare time, I've been playing Gladius and painting Chaos Warriors, which are turning out quite nicely, I think. I'm happy with them. I finished building the last night today, Sean, so we've got that done. And then I started working on the Lord on the Juggernaut. So I forgot how long it takes to clean metal models to my exacting standards, but that's okay.
It is not a short task.
Yeah, but I'll do that over Finecast any day, so worth it. Okay, well, we're ready to start. We've talked enough. Alas, we left. What the fuck happened? You fought some Space Marines, some Death Watch showed up, they boarded the ship, they blew up part of your warp drive. Terrible things happened when you got almost stranded in the warp. You fought and killed those Death Watch. You fought and killed the Rogue Psyker, not the Rogue Psyker, but the Sanctioned Psyker, Regina Cartren, who had boarded the Purging Fury, along with her Ogren bodyguard and some remaining enforcers. And all sorts of crazy shit happened when you were in the warp because of the warp engines getting damaged. There were some mass demonic possessions. I think Loktar slipped into like a depression and then wasn't depressed for a minute. Everybody was scared. There was a lot of corruption points. Scorcha, I think you got some sort of mutation last week or something.
Oh, I got way fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened.
Let me consult the tome.
I know you rolled. I don't remember what happened.
Oh, Scornshar died.
Yes.
Scornstar?
Our greatest hero, an elder of the tribe. Your only orc psyker, Shornskar, sacrificed himself to make sure at least one of the warp engines stayed online. And it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, so I gained I got a complication, I gained corruption, I failed the corruption test, I went from pure to tainted. I had a mutation and then I fended it off, but I'm still super corrupt.
Okay. So you passed the mutation test, you just gained enough to actually have to make a mutation test. Okay.
Correct.
Fucking king.
Wonderful. Okay, well maybe we'll have a 3-headed orc by the end of this. We'll see. Just stay in the warp a few more weeks, you'll be fine.
just stick my head out the window.
Yeah. And then we rolled for the tribe, which is bursting now to 11,000 plus orcs. Unfortunately, as you near the end of your journey in the warp, trouble strikes again as the Space Marine strike cruiser, the Death Watch strike cruiser that brought the Death Watch and the Psyker to your ships, has been following you through the warp unnoticed and has opened fire on your fleet. And that is where we are going to start, as once again the ships are filled with the familiar sounds and sights of lights flashing, warning klaxons going off, bulkheads sealing, commands shouting over the Vox, and general panic and confusion, as usually happens when you are stealth attacked in the warp. So, Loktar, Scorcha, and Steel Rippa, the three of you are still on board the Vindication, having dealt with the Death Watch boarding a few weeks ago. And Peppa is still on board the Purging Fury, being the captain of that ship. So, mostly what happens here, all three ships are rocked by explosions and attacks, as the strike cruiser, you can see here on our map, has positioned itself basically in between the entire fleet behind the Vindication and has opened fire with a variety of weapons. And that is where things are going to begin. Any questions before we go further?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we're going to start a new combat here, if you would be so kind. When you make initiative tests for your ship, use the initiative of the captain. Let's have the captain make the roll.
Oh, I put the Purging Fury. Okay, I'll put...
We'll assume your ship goes on the same turn as the captain.
Evan, strike cruiser, stop!
And then Scorcha and Steel Ripper. I guess you guys just go at the same time as your ship, and you guys obviously can do different. All right. Well, the strike cruiser has a surprise round on you guys anyway, so it was going to go first regardless. But it has rolled a mighty initiative 7, and it is opening fire with everything it has. So first off, with its dorsal mounted bombardment cannons that are meant for orbital bombardments, open fire on the rear of the Vindication. And I forgot how to make attacks in this game. There we go. Okay, so we got to get our space rules out here. It's been a while. All right, they have a complication, but they do have plenty of successes. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 successes. Okay. They only have enough for one pass here. They're going to shift the other one. So remember, with our starship weapons, the ED, or the strength of the weapon, is how many shifts you can do, and each shift allows you to get an extra hit with the weapon. Since ships have shields, you got to get past those first. So it hits you once, and it'll shift once to get a second hit, so it's hitting you guys twice. The first hit will be absorbed by your shield, so please keep track of that, whoever is going to do that. The second hit, though, gets through with 16 damage at AP 5. So Vindication, please deal with your armor and however many hull points of damage that's going to do. And remember, every time you take a point of hull damage, that also decreases your morale and your population by 1. I keep forgetting to do that.
Okay,
Then
who's gonna do the Vindication damage? Did anybody jump on that yet?
The armor is all around. So what did you say? 16 AP 5?
yes,
Alrighty. So
this is a powerful, powerful weapon.
armor 18 down to 13. So we take 3 hull damage.
Okay.
Therefore 1 each of morale and crew.
It's equal to the damage. So if you take 3
Same
hull, you
amount.
take 3. Yep, 3 morale, 3 hull. And it has a complication. Weapon malfunctions. Okay, so perhaps they overload the bombardment cannons in hopes of knocking you guys out of space. But the ship is racked with an explosion as you're being shot in the worst possible arc, which is the rear of the ship where you have no weapons. Then it has starboard and port weapons as well. It has plasma batteries, which it's going to open fire on each of the ships also. So this first one is against the Purging Fury. Okay, shall we put the base DN correctly here to 5? It only has 4 successes. We're going to spend a point of ruin to re-roll that.
Okay, starting off strong, huh, Chris?
They're Space Marines. Critical. Oh my god. Okay, 12 successes.
Only
However,
one shift? Oh, okay.
only one shift. So the first hit eats your shield. The second hit will actually do damage, which is going to be 12 damage, AP 3.
Okay, so my armor is 19.
So you should be fine then.
Okay.
However, we have a critical hit, and that's where things are bad.
Yikes.
Oh, so bad. Okay, and this, I believe these weapons have... Okay, so these plasma weapons have a thing called vaporization. If this weapon component rolls a 1 or 2 on the critical chart, it affects 2 components instead of 1. Okay, that's not too bad, but you are taking a critical hit.
Yeah.
Which is a D10, I believe. It's been a while. Let me check. Oh, yeah, because some of these get boosted by other stuff. Okay, so a D10 for the critical. A 6. Engines crippled. Something pierces the immense drive tubes in the ship's stern, bleeding plasma into the void and leaving the vessel drifting in space. Roll a d10, Sean. On a 1 through 7, the drives are still usable, though heavily damaged, which reduces the ship speed by half. On an 8 through 10, the drives are completely wrecked and reduces the ship speed to 1. Ooh, almost the 9. So your ship speed is halved. This damage can be repaired. Okay. Luckily, you're going through the warp right now. It's the warp drives that are making you move, not the regular engines. But still, if you get out of the warp, that's not great.
Right.
And then on to the Rex Machina with our other plasma battery. No critical, but we have a hit with a shift. And luckily, the Rex Machina has 2 shields. So it takes 2 hits from these plasma batteries, but both of them are soaked by the void shields this turn. And that is it for the Imperator. Purging Fury, you're up next at a whopping initiative 2.
Okay. I'm just looking at the combat action, so just give me 1 second.
Now remember, every one of you on board a ship can take an action, and you can have the crew do actions as well. You can do like fire a weapon and have the crew do the other stuff. All of your weapons on your ship are allowed to fire in a single turn as long as they have targets to fire. Or you guys can take control of a weapons battery and open fire or whatever else you guys want to do. So, especially for Scorcha and Steel Rippa. Steel Rippa, are you piloting the ship or are you going to have the crew pilot?
I think I was piloting as we started at least.
Okay.
Are we doing normal style movement actions in the warp, or does that complicate things?
We're just doing the Starship rules.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna have the boys on the ship make a target lock.
Okay.
So, what is the detection? +3.
Okay, so DN5 investigation plus detection test, and if you pass, one of your ships gets bonuses to shoot.
My dice pool is +3 because of my detection. All right, let's give it a shot, boys.
Looks good. Pass.
Yeah.
And you have a shift. Each shift increases the bonus by 1, so you get +2 here if you want.
Okay, great. So then Peppa's gonna fire the macro batteries.
Okay. So it's DN5.
Okay. So my normal. Should I put the macro battery on Peppa's sheet momentarily, or just alter my dice pool?
Just alter your dice pool.
Okay. So what is Peppa's ballistic skill? Let's do it, boys. A critical back.
Oh, nice.
2 shifts too. Okay.
Damn.
So that means there's 3 hits?
Yes, the first hit, and then each shift gives you an extra hit up to the ED of the weapon.
Okay, the ED is 3.
Yep. So that's the strength, basically, and each point of strength is how many hits you can get. So that weapon you can shift a maximum of 3 times.
Okay, gotcha. So it is 12 damage, AP2 for 3 hits.
Per hit. Okay, so the first hit's soaked by the shield.
Mm-hmm.
This thing only has 1 shield. And then, what was the strength of the damage?
12 at AP2.
Okay, so we add that up. So 24 damage at AP4, basically.
Sheesh.
Yep. So it just stacks rather than individual hits, because you'd never get through ship armor then.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, you do a decent hit to this ship, but it is more or less at, well, I guess not at full, but it's a little jacked up.
Okay.
Looks like it's probably taken some damage in the warp as well. And yeah, that causes some issues over there. It's a good hit. Go ahead and roll a d10 for the critical.
Okay. D10. A 6.
Is that the same thing? Engine's crippled. Okay, let me roll
Oh,
a d10
no.
here. Ooh, okay. So their speed is reduced to 1 as you get a lucky hit and cripple their engines right back.
Nice.
Okay. Then we are on to Rex Machina. Are you trying to maneuver your ship in any way, or just trying to keep pace with these guys? Because we're not going to worry about like actually moving on this map. This is more to kind of show you guys how you guys are oriented. They position themselves in between you guys. They can fire all their weapons at once.
Okay. I think. Yeah, we're gonna sort of start positioning ourselves, pointing at the strike cruiser.
Okay. Well, we will assume that you begin to turn then. It'll take two rounds to get that way, so we'll kind of see her kind of like that.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Rex Machina. What do you guys want Mulgrim to do here? Unless you guys just want me to have him open fire. I suppose that's what he would do because he just got shot.
Probably shoot, yeah.
Although his ship is fucked up. Oh my goodness. He has so many penalties.
Oh no.
And the port side, well, that makes sense. The Space Marines are smart. They've gone on the side where one of the weapons is destroyed. So he only has 1 weapon battery on that, not 2. But with a shout, he orders his boys to open up with their Ryza pattern plasma battery. However, his ship is at... my goodness. They're suffering a +2 penalty to ballistic skill test. This is going to be DN7. Ugh.
Yep. Big oof. Oh no.
Complication and only 2 successes. Not enough. And weapon stuck. That's not a melee weapon. We'll reroll that.
The weapon just drops into the warp.
Yeah, we'll have to change that one too. Oh my god, come on, game. Where's the out of ammo when you need it? Holy shit. Okay, there we go. Alright, it's out of ammo for now. So they open fire, however, the shots are horribly inaccurate, very orc-like, and they do nothing. They do not hit, they don't soak any shields, and they're pretty ineffective. Vindication, you're up.
All right, I was gonna try to bring it around to a new heading, and as quickly as possible turn the Vindication so we can fire weapons at the cruiser potentially.
Or just slam on our brakes.
You could, what is it, burn retros, I think?
Yeah, reverse ram, rear end them, or get rear ended.
They hit us. Their fault.
You can't go backwards, but you could potentially slow down so that hopefully they pass you. But they might do the same thing.
What if they don't have insurance?
It's better for us. They won't call the cops.
What's it gonna be?
Or I think I'm gonna turn it around.
Come to new heading?
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think we can drop a boarding torpedo on the back.
Yeah.
All right. So you need a DN5 pilot plus maneuverability. Also, if you have any negatives because of crew and morale. I don't know if you guys have any. I think the Vindication's pretty good on crew and morale. It's the other ships that are really fucked up.
So like if there's so many under 70 or something like that?
I think it's if under 80 is where the first penalty comes in.
Okay. Nothing for that yet then.
And I believe it's also if you're under half health, your ship gets a +1 DN to everything. Which your ship is just above half health.
Barely above that.
Yeah, mine's barely above half health.
Good.
Oh boy.
The Rex Machina is also barely at half health.
Oh boy. Alright, well let's try this.
Okay.
That's a pretty good roll.
Oof. Okay, I see a couple shifts here. We got, 13 successes. Holy shit.
Yeah, so with come to a new heading, if you pass, you can make an additional turn during its movement. Each shift allows you another turn beyond that, but you must move at least 1 void unit before making each.
Okay. So you can turn a total of what, 5 times then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So turns are 45 degrees because you're in a cruiser. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would get you facing them. Although you're going to be like basically over here because you got to keep moving like, forward. But just to turn you around. Unless you want to face a different angle.
We've got our main weapons on.
Your torpedo tubes are on the front. And then you've got macro batteries
Each side, yeah.
on the side.
Ooh, but torpedoes always work well, boys.
We could take their ship again.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
We
Can we do boarding torpedoes on the warp?
Yes. So
Oh no!
you can, because the boarding torpedoes, they don't have I'm assuming they don't have windows. That seems like it'd be really dangerous. So they don't actually see the warp when they get fired out. I would say if you had like attack craft, like fighters and bombers, they couldn't go out in the warp because they would just instantly go insane. But I think you could. I would say you'd probably +1 DN, because firing torpedoes in the warp is probably a little bit trickier than normal. But yeah, you can use them.
Well, I guess on our first go, we can, do 5 to kind of face towards them, and then on the next action, sort of sweep through and get between them and the wrecks.
Okay.
And do
so
broadsides.
you're facing them directly at this point.
Sure.
Okay. Loktar and Scorcha. And remember, the crew can do an action too. So, whatever you guys want to do.
Okay.
One of you could. I mean, you guys can also get on board the boarding torpedoes, but if you're on board one that doesn't hit, at your
Goodbye.
own risk. But if you are on board, you would be able to lead the attack when you do the boarding action.
What do you think,
How-
boys?
That sounds like a finale episode kind of move.
Everybody gets on a boarding torpedo and just shoots out into the warp.
Yeah, I just.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I guess my question is, how many backup characters do we have ready?
0.
I mean, we've got 11,000 orcs, so there's bound to be one cool one in there somewhere.
Somebody will be war boss after I die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Warboss, if you want to send Scorcho over there, otherwise, I think he would take up one of the weapons and try firing at it.
Well, the other weapons, remember, they're on the sides of the ship. They don't have.
Oh,
they're
okay.
not in the firing arc right now, because the torpedo tubes are on the front, so you can only fire either the torpedo tubes or the broadsides at a single target.
Gotcha. Hmm.
And none of the other actions can benefit the torpedoes either, right? We decided.
You can't
They're
target
kind of
lock
their-
torpedoes because they
Yeah,
just do
they're kind of their own thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I say we just send the boys.
Yeah.
Tribe's
Okay.
growing. We got enough.
Okay. Well, we've determined you keep torpedoes in the tubes ready to fire, so we're not going to worry about having to load them right now. So you may fire them. They're fired automatically. There's no accuracy or anything like that. You're probably close enough where they're going to hit this turn because they go pretty fucking far. And because the strike cruiser was basically trying to get right behind you. So, what I need is to know how many torpedoes are firing. I think it's 6.
Yeah, I think we've got
6, yeah, there's 6 in the tubes.
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever's launching them, it can be one of the two of you or the crew. Remember, the crew on your ship is a skill of 6. It's a ballistic skill plus torpedo rating test.
Ballistic skill.
Oh, I got a great one of those.
Go ahead, Scorcha.
What's the plus for the torpedo?
That's what I'm checking.
Oh, okay.
This is just +1, so it's ballistic skill with +1 bonus.
Okay.
And every shift allows another torpedo to hit.
Okay. What's the base DN? 5? you said?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's it.
So 5 plus 1.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
3 successes.
Okay, I got wrath, so I'll do that.
The DN should only be 5.
You were supposed to add +1 dice to your roll.
Oh. I added
That's
it
fine.
to the. Yeah.
That's
So.
fine.
Well, I'm gonna re-roll anyway.
Okay. And then if you want to roll another d6 for the extra dice, that's fine.
Okay.
If you did not already.
Ooh.
Nice.
That was needed.
Okay. Did you roll your extra 6? Your extra dice?
That was the extra one.
Ooh, okay. So the extra dice gives you a shift, so you can have 2 of the torpedoes hit. Should have boarded.
Do you wanna throw a glory in there and see if you get another 6?
I think I would.
Go for it.
All right, so 1
You
glory.
Come on, Scorcho.
Oh,
damn it.
So close.
Only 3 away. So
Glory,
close.
like 80% of the time, doesn't work for us.
It's true. Well, okay. All right, you have hit with 2 torpedoes. So now we get to do some crazy boarding action stuff. And all right, everybody's favorite boarding action.
It's worked every time so far.
Okay. So what you are going to do is you don't have to make the piloting test because that's what boarding torpedoes are for. So it's opposed leadership tests. You guys are rolling with your crew because neither of you are on board the torpedoes, but you get to do this twice. So if you each want to roll one, that's fine. But roll with the crew's stats. So it's an opposed leadership test against their crew, and +1 bonus for the ship with the higher crew population. What is your crew population on your ship right now?
On the Vindication, we're still 94, but is it like
94.
counting the boarding torpedoes or whatever?
Back to this. It is the actual population stat. So what was your population on the Vindication?
94 out of 100.
Oh, they're at 92 because of Peppa's hit. So you get a +1 bonus to each of these. And the ship with the higher hull integrity, that probably doesn't make sense because these are boarding torpedoes. So we're not going to count that. That wouldn't matter. Well, no, I guess they are being boarded, so yeah, we should count it. What's your hull integrity at?
31 out of 60.
Okay, they are definitely higher, so they have a +1 bonus. And they also get a bonus for each turret. They have 2 turrets, they get +2, so they have a total of +10. Also, these bonuses are increased by another +1 for each 10 full points of difference in either of these scores. What was your integrity again?
31.
Okay. So they're at more than just +1, I'll put it that way. They've got quite a few bonuses here. 2 turrets and the outnumbering stuff. Okay. All right. Go ahead and make your leadership rolls, please. These will
Alrighty,
be
so
opposed. You guys
What's-
have +1 for having a
+1.
higher crew population, but that's it.
okay. And what's their DN?
It's an opposed test.
Oh, okay.
So who rolled the first one? Was that Peppa?
Me.
I'm sorry, Loktar with a critical.
Nice.
However, no success. Well, only 3 successes. And then this will be against the next roll.
Oh, and then I did it.
Ooh, 2 criticals. Okay, really good rolls. Wow. Okay, so first off, Eric, you have 3 successes total with a critical hit. This is an opposed test. As you can see, they are rolling a bucket of dice here.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Would I use Loktar as a reroll, or do they not get a reroll?
You can use your wrath for the crew because you're on board the ship, if you'd like.
Hey, I'm gonna use my wrath.
Okay.
Oops, it says no more. Hold on, I need to fix my wrath. Let's try to use the Vindication's wrath.
Just manually. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm adding 1 to the vindication, so I
yeah,
can reroll.
that's fine. Yeah. Look at that. Your glory pool is filling up real fast here, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a glory too.
Okay.
Nice.
Damn.
All right. Final answer. 4 successes with a critical. They have 16 successes.
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit!
Oh.
Okay, there is no.
Three shifts.
Okay.
Take your critical.
Yeah, and they got a critical too. Okay, so the winning side can do. Well, they don't do any damage to you guys because you use torpedoes. So your first torpedo is quickly overwhelmed by the elite Voidsman crew on this ship, who are no strangers to combat and boarding actions. They obviously can't take your ship over because it's not boarding you, so you guys don't have to worry about your ship getting taken over. And if a critical is rolled, the opposing ship suffers a critical hit. Well, you don't have to worry about that either because you guys aren't stuck together. So the critical just gives me more ruin. That's all. But the first one is defended. Kyle, though. Oh, you had a critical too. Did we all have criticals?
Yeah.
What?
Dog,
Critical
tonight is
party.
a great night for crits.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. My first attack did not have a critical. My second one, though, did have it. So we have 3 of the 4 have criticals here. So your critical hit, if a raft critical is rolled, the opposing ship suffers a critical hit. So please roll a d10, Eric. They can't do much about that. Very exciting. A 10?
Oh, no.
Hull breach! The hull of the ship is ripped asunder by tremendous force, opening compartments to the void and doing massive structural damage. The attacker selects D5 components, only choosing ones he knows of and not including the bridge. And then you roll for each one. So first of all, roll D5.
So just
Just a D10 again.
Yeah, or you can actually just type /R 1D5 and it'll do it. Okay, so that would be 4. Well, you know they have engines, you know they have a warp drive, and
Geller
you know
field?
they have a Geller field, and you know they have at least 3 weapon systems because they fired with 3.
Is each weapon system like its own thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So what you're going to do here, you pick 4 of those. You roll a d10 for each one. On a 1 through 7, they're damaged and depressurized, meaning they have to be repaired. On an 8 through 10, they are completely destroyed.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go with the.
This critical could turn the whole fight right here. Depending
Literally.
on what you roll. It really could.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah, criticals in this game are just like, oh, you knock him down, or he explodes in gore and refuse.
All right.
You're knocked prone. You're knocked prone and also dead.
Yeah. I had to crush Dalbo because we like that. Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna do the weapon system so they can stop shooting us.
Okay, and then you got one more to pick.
I don't want to.
Gellerfield. The Gellerfield, man. Let the warp just rip him apart.
But we're on the ship and we could have it. It could be our ship.
See, that's that blood axe thinking right there. I
Thinking
wasn't
like a
gonna,
war boss.
I wasn't gonna say that, but I'm glad you remembered.
That's why he's the boss.
Here, I'll take out the normal engines too. 'Cause we don't need those to the warp.
Actually, well, remember the normal engines are damaged to the point where they're at speed 1 right now. I mean, you could still totally destroy them, but
That might be a bad idea too.
Yeah, then we'd have to repair it. Yeah,
you
that
probably
much
don't
more.
want to destroy the warp drive because then if you take this over, you can't get out of the warp.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick another one if you don't want
Okay,
to.
I'm just gonna do the 3 weapon systems.
Okay, so roll a d10 for each one. So we'll do the bombardment cannons first. 9 destroyed. Okay, port side weapons battery. Damaged. And starboard side weapons battery. Damaged.
So
Okay.
close to 10.
However, here's the important thing.
Wilgrim's not gonna be happy with me when he gets this.
Instead of rolling for crew population and morale damage separately, the ship reduces both of its current values by half.
What?
Getting that 8 to 10 really just fucked them hard.
Jesus.
So bombardment cannon is destroyed. Both weapons batteries are damaged. So currently has no active weapons. And reducing all that shit by half, huh? Well, that should make the next boarding torpedo a lot better. Let me get out the calculator for this one. Those are some big numbers.
Holy.
Wait, that was
fuck.
just Eric's turn. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, that was one critical. I think this is what happened with the last one. You guys got the same critical and it reduced it by half. Wow. Well, that's
Boarding
one way to
never
end a fight.
fails, boys. Boarding never fails.
Yeah, boarding OP, please nerf.
You literally.
Board or die.
All right, the next ship you can fight is just going to be nothing but a troop transport.
It's just Tyranid. You can't board it. You die.
Yep,
Welcome
it's
to
just got
biomass.
it's got a big boarding umbilical. That's all. It's its only weapon. Teleport.
For some
homers.
reason, it's just one of those railroad trolleys, the like seesaw, just like in space.
I'm here for it.
Okay, Kyle. Holy shit.
Yes, sir.
You have 6 successes.
Mhm.
It's an opposed test. Would you like to use any wrath or glory?
Ooh. Well, this is the crew, so do they get?
You
They
can burn
do
your
have any-
wrath if you want, or
Oh,
glory.
boys. What do we think? Yeah, you know what?
I used mine.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it.
And a glory.
I'm using one of my ruin as well here.
Okay.
All that matters is got the crit. That's the big one.
Oops.
Oh. It's like you have no more crit, or you have no more wrath left. I'm like, fuck, I don't. I'm on the vindication.
Hold on.
Oh,
Make sure-
and I will throw 1 glory at it.
Go
Nice.
for it.
Aw,
Every time, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
I hit
well,
our glory.
It's worth a try, though.
Yeah.
It's not updating my roll here, so I need to do this separately. I think 'cause we have so many rolls already.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I
We're
have to
stacking
reroll.
them.
Yeah, I gotta reroll 8 dice here. Okay, we've got. Oh my god, I should take a picture. 4 6s on the rerolls.
Damn.
And a 4. Okay, Kyle, what's your final total of successes?
7 with 2 shifts.
Well, even my reroll here has 8, 9, 14 successes.
Fuck.
So they defend.
Woof.
Okay.
However, we have 2 criticals here, and their critical doesn't matter. They just murder your crew. Go ahead and roll your critical. D10.
That's D10. Here we go, boys.
This is just to soften them up for the next boarding action.
Yeah. It's
An
just progressively easier.
Decapitation.
Huh?
A lucky strike hits the ship's bridge, sending shrapnel scything across the compartment and opening it to space. All crew members on the bridge must make a dodge reaction or be hit by shrapnel, taking 2d10 explosive damage. If the damage result is 12 or higher, the bridge component is also depressurized. And if the damage result is 16 or higher, the component is damaged. Okay. Roll me 2d10, Kyle. If you roll 16 or more, the component is damaged, which means this ship is pretty much crippled. That is a 9. So, it takes some damage, we shall say. I don't know why it just re-uploaded their stats, dude. It's not right. Okay. Well, we'll just say that causes 9 damage to the hull. I think that makes sense. Okay. As usual, some excellent use of boarding torpedoes. Fucks this shit up really, really bad. Wow, this ship is totally gimped now.
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
Put up your dukes.
Yeah.
We're coming in.
I don't want to be a space marine anymore.
I thought we were gonna have fun. Today's just kind of just beat up Space Marine Day, huh?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess we need more than space marines to make this game challenging.
I'm telling you,
That's
Deathwing dog.
That's next, Deathwing, yeah.
This is a very clear example of no, fuck you.
Okay, the Imperator, wondering why they tried this insanity in the warp.
Yeah.
I guess they're gonna try to repair something. Yeah, we're gonna try to repair the bombardment cannon, I think. Emergency repairs, please. DN7 tech test. Okay. I need to close your character sheet here, Sean. I keep rolling on the wrong ship.
Okay.
Alright. DN7. And they are not at half health yet, so they don't get any negatives there. Still pretty tough. We've got 9 successes with 1 shift. Each shift reduces the number of turns by 1 to a minimum of 0. It takes D3 turns. Okay, so let's see what the D3 has to say. 1 turn, -1. It is repaired this turn. So they repair that shit. And they are going to turn to face you guys. And they are going to... I think they're just going to ram you. Yeah. Why not? For the Emperor. As we determine, you're using warp engines right now because you're in the warp, so their speed doesn't really matter. And yeah, they're coming right for you. They're coming right for us! Okay, make a pilot plus maneuvering test. If passed, they hit. Okay. And this would be DN5. I don't know why it says +2 DN. So, fuck it, we'll leave it public. It's not opposed. Critical hit. Get fucked, noob.
No.
And you know what? We're gonna fucking spend a point of ruin. See if we can get more shifts here. Let's see if it actually works this time. Okay, there we go. Okay. 3 shifts with a critical, 12 successes. Okay. So it does its armor value in damage plus ED based on the size of the ship. It's a light cruiser. That's 3 ED. That's another 2, 4. Ooh, nice. You are taking 24 damage, ignoring your shield to your armor.
All right, 24 against our what? 19 armor was it?
Yep.
18 armor. So that's 6.
Okay.
Brings us down to 25.
You under half now?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's at +1 DN. Anything that the ship attempts to do, or any character that attempts to do something with the ship, be sure to reduce your morale and crew as well. They take a hit equal to your armor plus D6. So go ahead and roll D6, and your armor is 18.
Sure. 20.
Their
Total.
armor's 20. It will not do anything.
Ooh.
All right. They have hit you guys. Both ships striking face to face. Vindication, hurting, limping. But that is their turn. And their bombardment cannons are back online. Purging Fury. You see the Space Marines, not caring, fearlessly turn to face the Vindication and smash face first into it.
Okay. Sicko mode. So we're gonna saddle up right alongside them and boarding action them.
Okay. All right, makes sense. So, you need to make a DN5 pilot maneuver test in order to get into position here. So again, either you or the crew can do this. If you have the crew do it, then you could potentially lead the boarding action, which is a leadership test.
Okay. So I guess I'll have the crew do it.
And I will give you a plus. I'll give you a plus 1 bonus because they're basically kind of stopped right now. And I'll give you another plus 1 bonus because they are a bigger ship, so they should be easier to crash into. There's more ship to hit,
Okay.
and it's relatively sitting still.
So DN5, you're giving me +2, and then
Yep.
I'm getting +2 from my maneuverability. That's a total of +4.
Well, this seems pretty good.
Yeah.
You should be able to crash into the ship, is what we're saying here. Application, amazing!
I
Love it.
succeeded, but I complicated
All
something.
right, let's put this over here.
Yeah, but guys, I
imagine you
think
do
the
it this
purging
way,
fury is
just
reliable.
Straight 40. Fuck off.
It is an Imperial ship, Chris.
Oh my god, it's got a lance gun on it. It's fine.
All the turrets are las cannons, dog. I don't know what to tell
Oh
you.
yeah, they're so reliable.
Yeah.
Okay, it reliably malfunctions. Roll your complication. Wait, hold on. Do we have special rules here for a complication?
What
Mm,
interference?
No fuck.
Oh no, the complication rules are only for the actual boarding action itself, not piloting. Okay, then Peppa.
Yep.
We'll just do the usual. Give me a DN3. What is it? Conviction.
Conviction. Okay.
And yeah, don't get corruption points. I mean, do get corruption. Oh, critical! He fucking loves it.
5 successes.
You are riding the tides of the warp with Shornscar in your green heart.
Just screaming wah all the way.
Okay, you smash into their ship rather easily.
Okay.
And now it will be opposed leadership tests. Peppa can do this himself if he chooses to lead the attack.
Yeah. he'll do
Larger population of the ship gets +1. What's your population at?
that. Is that just crew?
Yes.
76.
Okay, you get +1 because you have larger. Actually, you're gonna get it's +1 for every 10.
Okay.
Oh boy. Well, this is where it's bad. How much did you say? 70 something?
Yeah. I took damage, so it should go down by 1, correct?
Every point of damage also does a point of damage to morale and crew. So if you take 12 hull damage, you also take 12 morale and 12 crew.
Okay, hold on. Because you, I don't think, did enough damage to actually break through my armor. With the one hit, because it was...
No, I did not.
Okay, so then yeah, we're at 76.
Okay. Okay. Well, good news for you.
Yeah.
They're sitting at 33 crew.
So that's
so
+4 dice?
+4. What's your remaining hull integrity?
23.
Okay, they have more than that, so they get some bonuses as well, and then they get bonuses because of their turrets. Okay, so they're still a formidable foe.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Okay, leadership, and they're getting plus... Okay. This is opposed, so I will make it private again.
Okay. So leadership. What's that? Just do it, boys.
Okay, 9 successes.
I'm gonna wrath that.
Okay.
10 successes, and we'll throw glory. Oh, just 10 successes.
Okay. I am going to also reroll what few dice need to be rerolled here. That gives them a total of... Oh, it didn't fucking do it again, did it? It's another 2 6s and a 4.
Sheesh.
So they have a total of 16 successes.
God damn.
They have a possibility of 3 shifts.
Aren't things supposed to get harder for them when they're like lower crew stuff?
Oh, you're right. You're right. 1 second.
Damn, space rules.
Let's see. It increases the DN of the test since this is an opposed test.
Okay, so then yeah, that you're right.
Yeah. It's just the way the conversion of the system works. I mean,
Yeah, no worries.
in theory. But they won't be able to use all their shifts, though, because they have to keep at least one of them to actually win the test. Otherwise, they'll bring it down to 10. So they'll have 2 shifts. I don't know if shifts even do anything here. Let's see.
Yeah, they increase the damage by D6.
Okay, so the winning side can choose to deal 1d6 crew population and morale or hull integrity. I think they would try to damage your ship.
I guess in this case,
Yeah, you know what? They're defending. I guess they would kill your crew and morale. That makes more sense.
does the hull integrity damage then itself deal crew?
No, not in the boarding action. 'Cause
Okay.
you pick one or the other. Yeah, otherwise you would just pick hull integrity all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're taking 3d6 then. Because they won the test and then they have 2 shifts. Not much. That is a total of 8 hull damage. I'm sorry, 8 crew and morale.
Okay. Not good, boys. Not good.
Okay, and then you must roll a d100 against your morale, and if you fail, then the boarding action is repelled and it stops.
Okay. So just a D100.
Yeah. Versus whatever your morale is.
59. So we are safe right now.
Okay. Holding on. What's your morale at?
69.
Okay. Woo! Okay.
Damn.
You guys-
43. That's rough.
You guys see the Purging Fury valiantly trying to help. Mogren's ship is way too slow to do anything fancy like that. They're just gonna keep shooting. So, plus his ship is all fucked up. That's about all he can really do right now. Oh, didn't you have a critical too, Sean?
No.
Oh, that was on that. However, he got a critical,
Goddamn, boys.
and he hit with a shift. Oh, he might actually. So he gets through the shield.
Oh, Mork's crit boys.
However, 14 damage minus 3 AP is not going to be enough to pierce their armor. But the shields are down right now because their shields get soaked by the first hit. So while they do not do damage, you see the shields go down as the Rex Machina gets its shit together and scores everyone's favorite. Critical hit on every single roll. Why not? 2. Oh boy. We have internal damage. The force of the hit ruptures bulkheads and smashes machinery. The attacker selects one component that he knows of that is not the bridge or plasma warp drives. The component is damaged. I guess he would damage the bombardment cannons again that they just fixed. Because that's the only other one he knows of. So, weapons offline. Vindication. You have a ripe, near defenseless target in front of you. What would you like to do?
Oh, boss, let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go.
Take the ship, Scorcha.
Yeah, boy.
We're doing a boarding action, I take it?
Goddamn right we are.
You goddamn right it is.
Alright,
All
so
right,
that's
then.
ballistics for me.
No. Boarding
Oh.
action is
Leadership.
leadership tasks.
Oh.
Because you're leading, it's not just you wading through dudes, it's you leading the crew. You guys do need to actually do the maneuvering, though, to get in position. Because they rammed you. You guys are facing each other right now, so you're not in the right position to try to actually board. So I would need Steel Rippa. You would need to make a DN5 piloting plus maneuvering test to get in position. And you will get a +1 because they are more or less stationary after what happened and they're being boarded right now.
You could also probably just have the crew do it, right?
If you want to do something else, Steel Rippa, the crew could do the piloting test. It's up to you.
At DN5, they roll like 6 or something. I think I'm gonna take it, especially because we're at +1, -1 for the hull integrity or whatever.
Another critical? What is this game?
Well, it's a 15% chance, right? So,
Or 100% chance, apparently.
if your orcs.
Okay, well, you passed. Well done. I'll let you, if you want, I'll let you put the shifts over to the boarding action. That makes sense. So,
Oh, yes,
I'll
please.
get +2 bonus. Okay, so Peppa, I'm sorry, Scorcha, you're doing a boarding action. Loktar, what are you doing?
I am looking.
Another boarding action?
Does emergency repairs? That doesn't work on hull damage, does it? That just.
I think it's just to bring components
Fixes it.
back online. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's double it up.
Yeah, I guess I'll board too.
Okay. Well, here we go. All right, Kyle,
Yeah.
we'll do you first since he ordered you to go, and you're ripping and raring to go. So this is an opposed leadership test.
Okay.
What is the population of your crew right now? Of the Vindication.
Oh, shit, Ripper, do you have that up?
90 or something.
Yes,
Okay.
90.
88.
Crew is 88.
Okay, so you have a +5 bonus from that. You have a +2 bonus from his piloting test. And what is your hull integrity right now?
25.
Okay, so they have more hull integrity. So you have +7 dice on this roll, Scorcha.
+7.
They've got +2 because of hull integrity. Opposed leadership test, please.
Come on, me. That's fucking terrible. We can do better.
Yikes.
I'm gonna spend Ruin, because why not? Might
Yeah.
as well use it. Down to 2. Didn't work for some reason. Why does it do this? I hate this game.
That helps.
Better. It's better. Want to throw a glory because we're maxed?
Yes, we are maxed. So Chris won glory.
Yep.
God
Damn it.
Every time.
It's literally been like 5 glory tonight, and all 2s and 1.
My rerolls were pretty terrible. I had 3 1s, a 3, and a 6.
Okay.
So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. We have 11 successes.
Fuck.
However, we have a complication on my end.
Okay.
Oh.
Hold on. It does say something about complications in the pool.
Yeah, the vessel immediately takes D6 crew population. So roll a D6, please, as voidsmen are slain over and over. 2? Okay, every little bit helps.
Fucking
Yeah.
shit.
And my complication I will roll. Or no, that is what the complication is. I don't actually roll anything.
Yeah.
That's the effect. Okay. Well, they repel your boarding action. However, you still kill some of their crew in the process. However, you are going to take D6 to crew and morale as well. Yeah. All right, so you guys take 6.
Oh my gosh.
Ouch.
They're not going down without a fight.
Oh, jeez.
Repel the greenskin in borders. All right, Loktar, Scorcha needs your guidance and example. So opposed, yep, opposed leadership. Oh wait, losing ship rolls a D100 against the morale. So Kyle, just to see if your boarding action ends or not,
Right.
or if it continues.
34?
Good.
You're fine.
We're
Yeah,
at
you guys are fine.
84.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Loktar, leadership test. You have +7.
And using my leadership.
Yes. Once
Okay.
again, opposed test here, and they have not much of a bonus.
Oh, it's rank. Hold on.
Oh, almost saw the critical. I'm just going to spend the ruin right now.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Yeah,
so many
and I'm
dice,
gonna-
my dude.
I'm gonna use my wrath.
Okay.
All right. All right.
And I'm gonna use a glory.
Yep. Oh my god.
Uh,
Another 2. Dog.
Fucking twos.
Okay,
Oof
my
days.
reroll's pretty bad. Oh, actually, no, it wasn't that bad. I'm sorry, I have to do the reroll separately here and count them up manually. I rolled a lot of 6s, though. 17 successes.
oh,
Bro.
bitch.
I rolled 2, 4. I rolled 6 6s alone in that roll. That'll be enough for 17 versus 14, so they can shift once. All right, you're taking 2d6 crew and morale. 9 damage to crew and morale, and then make morale tests against your current morale.
Which will be 75.
These are still.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
Okay.
But do I get pushed back or pushed into the void?
You guys are just pushed back. So your boarding has been repelled. Scorches is still going on, assuming the ships don't disengage. And that is the end of round 2. Holy shit. Round 3, what are the Marines going to do? They're locked by 2 ships? Their weapons are down?
Hey guys, we have a bunch of glory. Do we want to use it to steal the initiative?
Oh, that we
Yes,
do.
we do.
That
Alright,
we
so
do.
maybe the big boys with the good leadership should go first.
That makes sense. Okay, now's your chance.
All right.
Okay. So a vindication, I assume you're going to go first then?
Yeah.
All right. Steel Rippo, what are you going to do?
I
Scorch
guess
has got to keep doing his boarding action. The other 2 of you can do other stuff if you'd like.
Yeah, I guess for boarding, do I have to continue to maneuver or?
No, you only have to take the test
Oh,
if you
no.
want to disengage the ships. Right now, they basically have crashed into each other and they're kind of stuck together until one of them tries to pull away.
Okay. Let me see what I can do. I guess we took some damage. I can try to triage to make a Medicaid test to restore crew population.
Okay.
That's not gonna give us a whole lot, but it is something I could do. That's DN4.
Every little bit helps right now. It might give, depending how much you get, it might
Go
push you
ahead.
to. Oh, that's gross.
Rerolls. That's not any better. Okay, that's nothing.
Okay.
It's a whiff.
You fix 1 orc. It's not enough though. All right. Loktar, what are you going to do this round?
I just roll right back into a boarding action.
Yeah. You guys are still locked together, so okay. Let's just recalculate really quick here. Your integrity, your hull.
So our hull is
25.
25 out of 60.
Okay, so they've got the bonus there. And then what is your crew?
73.
Okay, you got +4 bonus from crew. You guys still heavily outnumber them right now. Oh, they have 2 turrets as well. I forgot. So they actually have bonuses there.
Did the turrets add bonuses for boarding actions or just against torpedoes?
It is for boarding actions as well. Oh, it is for when you're. I thought it was just defending. It's actually for when you're doing a boarding action also.
Oh.
So you guys get whatever your turret. I think your turret rating is 1.
Okay, nice.
It might be 2, but I think it's 1. It's 1. So you get another bonus there.
Okay, so that's what, 5? 4 from
Yes. 4
population,
from
1
crew.
turret.
Yep, you got it.
I don't know.
Okay, well, on the plus side, I'm running out of ruin. I have 1 ruin remaining. That's a lot of dice, and we are gonna. Oh my god! I have to take a picture.
Oh, no.
Come on.
That can't
Yeah.
be good.
Fuck.
You guys aren't gonna believe me unless I fucking send you this picture right here.
Quick, use a glory.
I don't have
That'll
any.
fix all our problems.
Use
Oh,
a
yeah.
glory. Oh my goodness! Oh, where
I'm
is
all out
it?
of wrath. I couldn't go faster today.
Yeah, I'm out
Yikes.
of wrath too. Unless I reach down and throw something on my
All right.
body.
You guys can enjoy that picture right there.
Oh no. Oh no, what is this?
Fuck.
Holy
shit.
shit.
So,
Listeners, I have 2, 4, 6, 8 sixes in this roll for a total of 18 successes. I think we'll save the ruin.
Fuck.
You have 6 successes.
Yeah, didn't
Oh,
stand a
boy.
chance.
So
No.
I can shift, what would that be? 16, 14, 12, 10. I can shift 4 times. Oh boy. You're taking 5d6 damage here.
oh.
22 damage to morale and crew as
Oh my gosh.
Guys,
They
it might
are
be
s-
time to disengage.
they are
Just-
slowly trying to win here. Also make a morale test, Eric, against the morale of your ship.
53 now.
Okay,
Yeah,
your
I'll march
boarding
back
action is repelled. Scorchite is up to you. Opposed leadership, you have a +5 bonus.
I mean, ha ha ha.
Yeah, dog. If he's rolling fucking 18 hits,
I mean, it's cool. Yeah, rawr.
Not great.
No, I mean, how about this? I'm gonna throw. Should I even throw a glory at it?
I was gonna say you probably shouldn't just like continue boarding. We should break off because every time we board and lose, he just keeps beating the shit out of the hull and crew.
Well, he had to continue boarding this action because
Yeah.
he was stuck from last turn.
Oh, you can't choose to
Unless-
pull back.
Unless
to disengage, you have to have the ships disengage. And Steel Ripper did not do that this round. He tried to do triage.
Big rip.
unless I fail the D100.
Well, that's going to be really possible because we're killing all your dudes.
Yeah.
They're in our
Yeah.
base killing our dudes. I've got 12 successes
Well,
with the critical.
Oh, cool.
I can shift to. I think I can shift 4 times here. No, I can shift 3 times. So 4d6 damage. I can't believe this ship is still going. 13 damage to morale and crew. Please make your morale test. And then you suffer a critical hit.
Even 40.
40?
Yep. Oh, if you just would have won one boarding action.
Oh
Oh,
my
my god.
Come on.
These boys refuse to stop. Okay.
Alright, well, I think we know what we gotta do next turn.
Yeah.
The critical hit is a decapitation.
Oh, that's not what we want.
Fuck me.
Well, I guess that only affects me because you guys are doing boarding. But I guess
So this is 2d10 damage.
that makes it tough to leave. Cool. So do I dodge or something?
You make a
I'm
oh,
definitely
dodge.
on the bridge.
Athletics? Yeah, athletics.
Oh, that's not really my strong suit. Oh, cool.
Well, I might not even roll well on this, so let's see what I roll. 9. It's 9 total damage.
Okay.
That probably doesn't even hurt you. Okay, well you're hit. Whatever 9 damage does.
What was it, DN? Is that
3.
5 or 3 as well? I'm gonna
3.
throw a glory at that one.
Okay.
Another 2! Glory, curse you!
Damn.
Okay, 9 damage it is. That's nothing, but I guess it's not depressurized though. Is that?
No, you're fine. There's no other results except you and everybody on the bridge, and the ship itself takes 9 hull damage.
Okay. Whew. Oh,
Okay.
9 hull damage. No, that's also very bad actually.
Yeah.
We can't do that. Alright, 9 hull brings us down to 16. And 30, and then morale and crew as well. And 29. Yeah, it's not looking great.
Yeah. Chris, I'm going to use a glory and also steal the initiative.
Okay, I was gonna say Mulgrim's probably gonna vox in and be like, "What should we do, boss?"
The Purging Fury is going to disengage.
Okay.
So it's just a pilot and maneuverability test.
It's DN5. If you fail, you're locked, and then the leadership test, the opposed leadership test, is even worse or harder.
Great.
Complication. I like it.
Succeeded, but yeah, complication.
All right, roll the complication, please.
Physical mishap.
Okay. Well, we'll have to worry about that, I guess. I don't have anything great for that. But you do disengage.
Yeah.
And was that you or the crew that did that?
That was the crew.
Okay. What are
So-
you going to do, if anything?
I was gonna fire his macro cannons at this ship and try to
Okay.
kill it.
All right. You'll have bonuses here because you're so close to it. I think it's +1.
Okay.
You get +1 because you're within short range, and you'll also get a +1 because they're a larger target.
Okay.
And I'll give you another +1 because they're stationary and currently locked into boarding action.
Okay.
However, their shields are back online because it's a new turn.
Shit. Okay.
But if you still got what's his face?
I mean,
oh, there you go.
Okay. Okay. So that's maximizing shifts, so I don't even need to roll anything else.
Nice.
Okay.
So what is that? A total of 4 hits?
4 hits. So
Okay, first
12.
one knocks down the shield.
Right. So then 12 AP2, so 36 AP6.
You got it. That's how you do it. 36 AP6. Okay, so the AP. Okay, so we got 36. Okay, Peppa. You guys do a massive amount of damage. Whoops. I meant to change this. You do a massive amount of damage to the Imperator, ripping through the hole, and you can see just terrible, terrible things happening.
Chris, did you
Everywhere.
edit the Purging Fury again?
No, I have the right sheet, but I didn't have
Okay.
the sheet selected. I just had the token selected.
Okay.
One more time. What was the total? I got to do the other damage here.
36 AP6.
36. Okay. Wow. Hold on, because this is going to affect the morale and the crew, and it's on a precipice right now. AP6.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you do a total of 22 damage to the hull, the morale, and the crew. Which means this ship is really, really, really in trouble. If you guys want to spend another point, you can have Mulgrim do something here. The strike cruiser is teetering on a knife's edge. What do you want him to do?
We might as well let him take a pot shot in
Sure.
before
yeah,
we get
he deserves it.
boarded again.
So you just
potentially.
want him to fire?
He's earned it.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I mean,
Very boring, but whatever.
Well, how good is Mulgrim's leadership, dog? Is it like real solid?
Send him into board.
I mean, let's just say he shouldn't be the one to lead the boarding action.
All right, so then he should shoot. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, he will fire them. What's their weapon here? The plasma battery. And he's got range at this point. All right. Oops. Put that in the wrong spot. Okay, I think that's all correct there. He only has 5 successes. Anybody have any wrath left they'd like to throw his way?
Doesn't he only need 5 successes?
It's DN7 because remember his ship has its crew
Oh.
and shit is all fucked up.
Yeah, I can throw a wrath at him.
Okay. Let me do that.
Oops. There we go.
Oh wait, I gotta give him wrath. Hold on.
Click that down.
Oh, wrong ship. Reroll. There you go. 10 successes with a shift. The shields are already down, which means 2 hits. And this thing does decent damage. It is damage 14 AP 3.
God damn.
So that is 28 AP 6. The Imperator is almost crippled. Fires raging through the ship. It's basically a floating husk almost. However, the real kicker here is that will reduce the strike cruiser's morale and crew to 0.
Nice.
As more explosions rip through the hull, the last real pockets of resistance to your boarding actions crumble, dying to a man in the name of the Emperor, tearing through hundreds and hundreds of orc boarders. But finally, the ship is more or less a silent tomb floating through the warp, and you have taken it over. Crippled, heavily damaged, very fucked up, but you have succeeded. Well done.
Sheesh, that was close, boys.
Woo!
Fun.
Yeah, that was a nail biter.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fucking boarding actions. High risk, high reward.
We'll spend some time repairing our ships now.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll just smash them all together and make a big old rock. It's okay.
There we go.
At
Or
this
Space
rate.
Hulk. Space Hulk, right? That's what
And I need
the
a few more ships for that.
Yeah, well, it's a small Space Hulk, but it'll get there.
It's a small space.
It's growing.
It's a baby space.
Yeah,
Hulk.
yeah. You got to feed it with claw and bodies. Come on.
Woo! Well, that is where we're going to call a break. And a well-earned one. We will be right back, folks. Get yourself some Dr. Pepper and see now as the fleet, as fucked up as it is, continues to grow.
It literally is. That's great.
We will be back.
Unreal.
I mean, technically, there's now enough ships for all of us to captain a ship.
That's true.
So the crew and the morale are both at 0. The hull integrity is down to 7 of 60. The bombardment cannon has been destroyed from that first critical hit. So I actually shouldn't have even repaired it. And then both the starboard and port weapons are damaged. However, it does have a 4th weapon component, which is on the prow. It actually has launch bays for fighter craft. So I do actually have rules for fighter craft, but since they attacked you in the warp, we didn't get to see them. So kept it really simple, just like in Battlefleet Gothic, there's fighters, bombers, and assault boats. Fighters deal with other attack craft, or they escort bombers and assault boats to try to soak hits. Bombers directly attack ships and are basically, they ignore void shields, but they are attempted to be intercepted by other fighters or turrets on the ship. And then assault boats, same thing. They ignore void shields, but they have to deal with turrets, and they basically do like mini boarding actions when they attack. Kind of like the boarding torpedoes. And you have a mix of all 3 of those because the Space Marines have Thunderhawk gunships, which act as all 3 of those in one, basically, rather than one type each.
Yeah,
So-
Space Marines are simple.
You have I think you have 6 squadrons of ships, basically. But it's not a lot, but it is something, and it makes this ship pretty good. It's a little bit more heavily armored. It's only got 1 shield. The reason this ship was giving you so much trouble is it has an elite crew, which means its crew rating was 12. Unfortunately, since all the crew are dead, the elite crew are gone, and any crew you use to replace this are going to be from your tribe, which unfortunately is only a 6. But you do have the ship, albeit heavily damaged. And it is sitting at a whole bunch of negatives, just like the Rex Machina. It's actually worse because it's at 0 right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I guess we're in the range of negatives on the Vindication at this point, at least for certain things. Right?
If you go to the Starship rules, you can look at the morale and crew population, crew rating. Just copy and paste those to your ship.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, with a 0 population of crew, the ship becomes an empty tomb populated only by the dead. If any still live within its bowels, their only hope is to escape the vessel before they slowly suffocate or freeze. The ship cannot operate with at least some crew to run it. Big rip, Space Marines. You served us well.
But we can just populate it with orcs, so we've got like 11k, right?
Yes, but to refill it all is going to take a bit. Because keep in mind, this ship holds about as many as your ship, which is, what, around like 60,000?
Jeez.
I think it was 65,000 approximately. So this one's a little bit smaller than your ship. I mean, it's the same size category, but it's a little bit smaller. That's why it's faster. So, it's probably about 60,000 instead of 65,000, but still a shit ton of crew. Oh, let's go back to some creepy music. The warp. Okay. At this point, the first thing you need to do is get some crew on this ship so it can at least operate. We won't worry about all the negatives and stuff now. We already did all the tests for going through the warp, and this attack happens towards the end of that journey. They were hoping to, as a last-ditch effort, strand you guys in the warp, which did not work. Oh, the engines are fucked up too, right?
Yeah, they can only move 1.
Yours was too, right, Sean? Or did that get nullified when they shot you? Remember, they got the same result?
You had
They
the
got
half
the same result, but I'm halved.
They are still considered damage, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. So eventually, you guys emerge from the warp after a very, very long journey, finding yourselves all the way in the northeast corner of our little galactic map here at the planet of Dunavern on the outskirts of the system. A cold, dark planet that is a massive, massive hive world. The fleet limps out of the warp after quite a harrowing experience. However, your guys' influence will go up by 1 for not only capturing another ship, but capturing a vessel of the mighty Adeptus Astartes. As fucked up as it is, it's still running. What you see before you, as far as the planet goes, is a world that looks a bit like a big ball of ice from a distance. It is very blue, and you can tell it's not from water. As we recall from last time, this world, it's a decent size. It's not huge, but it's not tiny. The temperatures can get as low as 200 degrees Celsius at night. So this is basically perpetually an ice world with 17 massive Hive cities. We don't need creepy music anymore. We're not in the warp. So, what are your plans now that we are here?
I think first we need to come up with a plan for repairs on everything.
Yeah, the fleet's looking a little banged up at this point, ain't it?
But maybe see if we can repurpose some of the scrap towards ship repairs.
Oh, before I forget, thank you for reminding me. There's a surprise for you.
Oh,
A good surprise.
okay.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh man, come on.
After hearing, oh, I got to take a picture of this, I'm like on the edge of my seat.
Yeah,
That was picture worthy, I feel.
I agree.
There's a lot of
Oh,
sixes.
absolutely. Those
King
sixes,
shit right there.
I know I don't have to prove all the criticals because you guys had just as many. Clearly, the
Oh,
game
yeah.
just wants everyone to die tonight. So,
Yeah, it's crit night.
Yep. As this journey ends, Mulgrim, well, the projects you guys had him working on will be finished. So, you had him working on Def Dreads, Tank Bustas, and Fight Obamas. And those will all be finished by the time you guys exit the warp. So I'm going to add those to your folders here as well. But wait, there's more. I think all of these are done. I might still need to do some tweaks. The Fight Obamas aren't finished, but I think the Dreads and the Tank Busters have full character sheets right now. So there's your Tank Bustas.
Yeah.
And there's the fucking Def Dreads.
Oh, fucking what?
These
yeah,
will,
Def Dreads are so cool.
yeah, they're the size of a dreadnought, so it's like a one orc is inside of that, and it's like a giant suit of armor. I didn't finish the stats on the Fight Obamas, but that's what they look like. They're fucking awesome.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
So we'll get to that eventually. But there is more. So you guys didn't really notice it throughout most of the campaign, but some of your scrap has been disappearing right underneath your noses. Mulgrim, as he said at the very beginning, I think this was actually other Matt asked him what he was making, and he didn't tell him, he just said he was working on something. His little project is finally finished, and he has made a tractor beam for the Vindication. It is a special weapon that it's kind of short range, but if it hits, it can basically catch a ship and hold it in place or pull it closer to your ship so you guys can more easily attempt boarding actions. It can also hold the ship in place so that it can't turn or move, change its heading, and thus make for an easier target to shoot and can't defend itself as well. I've got some pretty elaborate rules here, which I will put on the Vindications sheet as a special weapon. But eventually, Mulgrim would vox into you, Loktar, and he would invite you up to, like, the top part of the ship, the dorsal side, and reveal towards the front of the ship this big, wacky, goofy-looking cannon that basically looks like a cross between like a radar dish and like a prism cannon from an Eldar tank. Like it's something that ends in a point like that, clearly has some sort of crazy power source, and yeah, he explains in orc terms what it does.
Mulgrim, you glorious bastard.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't mind once I got it done, but I wanted it to be extra special, you know? So, yeah, maybe this'll help, with other, other fights and such.
Can't wait to get you to fire it up. We'll put it to good use.
Right. I will add this while you guys discuss what the hell you're gonna do.
Isn't there an old Ford road tank that had a tractor beam from Orcs?
It actually sounds familiar.
People hated it because it could like pick up other things and just like throw it across the table.
That was silly.
Why would you hate that? That sounds amazing.
If someone picked up my Land Raider and threw it across the table, I would be pissed, okay? Come on.
Alright, well, we gotta get the mechs working on ship repairs while we figure out how to land on the planet.
Well, what are we gonna do now that we's here? Fleet's pretty banged up. If we get in another fight like that, I don't think we's coming out the other side.
Speaking of fights,
Well-
now that we're here, maybe I should take a quick look on the scanner. And I'm gonna search the system for other ships.
Okay. you go
Ulgrim,
ahead.
how many boys do you need to get the ships back operational?
Oh boy, it's gonna take some time, boss. Especially if we want to get that Marine boy ship up and running to the walloping. It's barely holding together.
We can't leave the fleet defenseless up here. Can't draw too much attention to ourselves either.
Is there any, like, moons we could hide behind for a few weeks?
I'm not sure boys will stay cooped up for a couple weeks.
Well, you'll have to scan to see if there's moons, but don't seem to be any moons listed on the planet dossier. But you can always dig deeper to find that kind of stuff out. Okay, well, Matt, why don't you go ahead and do your little test here?
That investigation plus the
Yeah, it was the augury scan.
sniffer.
That's pretty good. What is it, DN 5 or 3?
For augury, says 3 to scan the area within 20 to gain basic information as a combat action.
This would be, well, yeah, you're just doing a general scan, so DN 3.
It's the same.
So yeah, you got three shifts here. Okay. Well, you do not detect any other ships in the system. There are no around the planet, I should say, not the system, around the planet. There are no moons to this planet. It seems like you are definitely out in the cold, dark void out here. You guys are now in what are called the outer reaches of the system. However, there are no special effects here like there were in the inner cauldron. It's just that this is the edge. So if you go any further out, you're basically in deep space going between systems. There could be other stuff out here, but you'd have to search other parts of the, obviously the outer reaches. But close by. Yeah, well, I guess one thing you would pick up, because you had so many shifts here, it does turn out that there is another asteroid belt that is basically between the outer reaches and the primary biosphere, which is the central location. So between the blue and the green zones, or turquoise zones on the map, there's another asteroid ring that goes around the entire system, which we will add to the map next week. But you went through the warp, so you didn't have to actually fly through it. But you do now know that it's there.
Okay.
Beyond that, you wouldn't be able to find anything with your scans. I think it's too far.
And they're conventionally a couple weeks out from us or something like that. So we could
Yeah.
tractor beam an asteroid to hide behind, like a like a cardboard box. that
Yeah.
we just walk with all the way up.
No, we gotta tractor beam it into the planet.
Okay.
Whoa.
What?
The tractor beam does not launch things; it just pulls them in one direction. But
Right, but
I like the
you-
idea.
into the atmosphere,
Hmm?
and then it just does the rest.
Yeah. But
Okay.
why use an asteroid when we can use that new Space Marine ship?
I guess if we wanted to
Blow up a hive city?
just drop something.
It's
Not
possible.
worry about it.
Okay, so let's talk about repairs on the ship, I guess, before you guys decide to do something, because I have a feeling that'll probably affect how you guys want to go about this. So, again, converting rules from Rogue Trader here to fit. These are in the Starship rules. The very first section that just says Starship rules explains how we restore morale and crew population and extended repairs. So, for crew population, you have a couple options. You can hire crew, which for you guys will be difficult unless you're in a place that isn't like a normal Imperial world, because you're orcs. You probably can't just go to a regular port and start hiring the crew there. It requires an influence test. The DN is higher based on the quality of crew you want to get. So you guys can see on the table, crack crew, which is what you guys have, middle of the road, is DN 7. If you wanted to get elite, like the Marine ship had, that'd be DN 11. You can, if you pass the test, you have to spend a point of wealth to represent that you are paying these people in one way, shape, or form. But if you pass, you instantly get your crew back up to 100%. So it's just one test. It's, again, I tried to make these not as complicated as the old rules were, so we're not sitting here rolling for, days at a time. You've got a couple other ways that you can increase the morale here as well, bribing them, rallying them, or you guys as orcs, because you fight. You guys actually, all your ships would go up by D3 morale right now because you were in a proper fight and you guys were victorious. So if you guys want to roll that right now for each ship, I think we should probably determine if everybody's going to captain their own ship at this point, or if anybody's going to captain the Space Marine ship at least. I mean, I think at this point you guys should, just because there's 4 of you and there's 4 ships.
Who's gonna fight Mulgrim for his?
Oh, Mulgrim, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about being captain. Especially that now that he's shown you the tractor beam and you don't seem to care that he stole a bunch of scrap to do it. So he seems like, as long as I get to do my experiments, then he doesn't.
As long as
care.
he can keep stealing scrap,
Yeah, you've started to gather that seems to be all he really cares about are his crazy inventions. So if you want someone else to be the captain, he doesn't have a problem.
Which one of you wants the crippled ship?
Actually, on your Vox, you'd hear Scorcha go, "Hey, boss, I'm kind of still down here."
Great, it's all yours. Get
Okay,
it
then.
fixed.
You heard the boss. Fix it.
Makes sense. All right. Okay, well, you're the captain of the Imperator. Congratulations on your battlefield promotion.
Hard earned, but well worth it.
I mean, you were the one who stuck around to fight.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you definitely did.
You were there.
Happy to take it.
Yeah, I guess Mulgrim and I, Steel Rippa, are just gonna swap places. He'll
Okay.
be on the Vindication to install his special surprise, and I can help continue repairs on the wrecks.
that makes sense. Okay. So you have a couple, like I said, so everybody roll a D3 and add that to your ship's crew population, please. Yeah. I'm sorry, not to population, to morale. So you guys want to fight, so that's good. And then once per session, the captain can attempt to either rally the crew or bribe the crew. So if you want to try to bribe them, you can spend 1 wealth. You must make a persuasion test, DN3, at a +1 bonus. If you pass, you'll get some morale back based on the size of the ship. Or you can try to rally the crew, which is a DN4 persuasion or intimidation test. That increases it by a little bit and shifts on both of these tests increase it further. However, if you get complications, either a riot breaks out if you're trying to rally the crew, or if you're trying to bribe them, you have to spend more wealth. Otherwise, the test fails. And again, this is under Starship Rules on the Starship Rules page of the journal entry, towards the bottom, or middle, I guess. So, we'll just go around the table here. Loktar, do you want to rally or bribe your crew? I guess you don't have to do this, but if you want to.
Let's try and rally.
Okay, persuasion or intimidation, DN4. Don't get a complication.
DN4.
Mhm.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Okay, well, you pass, so you get the morale goes up by 2. However, with a complication, population and hull integrity takes a D3 point of damage each, because a riot breaks out.
B3.
Yep. So 2. So you get +2 morale, but the other 2 go down by 2.
Okay.
Peppa, how about you?
Let's see.
Again, you don't have to do either of these, but if you want to, it is once per session to just get a little boost going.
Yeah, damn, I am not situated to do any kind of persuasion, so I guess he will rally the crew with an intimidation.
Okay. I guess we should add something here for a critical too. If you get a critical, we'll double it.
Nice.
Ooh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So what does a shift do in this again?
It adds another 2, so it'll be +4 morale instead of +2.
Okay, sicko mode.
I lost 2 to my hull integrity and 2 to what else?
Population.
Population. Oh, oof. Vindication's not looking too good, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Steel Ripper. Over on the very fucked up Rex Machina.
Could maybe. This was a terrible idea, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to bribe some dudes on here.
Okay.
See if that gets me anywhere.
Well, luckily bribing doesn't result in riots. Just people who want more money.
I do have to get very lucky though. Here we go. That's
Okay, so you have to spend the wealth regardless, just to
Yeah.
make this attempt. And you got 2 successes. You want to use a point of glory?
I'm gonna. I definitely do want to use a point of glory, but I'm trying to think if I want a wrath first, because it's just the N3, right?
Yeah.
I'll try this first. Okay, great, cool.
Wow.
So I will use a point of glory. Come on, please. Ah, another 2 with
Another
glory.
2.
Fucking
What are you?
twos,
My
dude.
What's
God.
happening? It's
This is
cursed.
bullshit.
I'll tell you what, if you want to spend another wealth, that'll give you an automatic another success.
Okay, cool. I will go broke for this one.
Off
Okay.
them teeths.
So, begging and pleading and throwing teeth everywhere across the bridge, Steel Ripper finally convinces some people to get their shit together, and all it took was all his life savings. So your ship regains D3 morale because
Not
it's a
even that
large,
much.
it's a larger ship.
It's okay.
Well, there's more crew to pay, so there's less payoff. If it's a smaller ship, you get more. But okay, so you're good. That's something. And Scorcha, how about you?
Yeah, so persuasion's the only one that gets the +1 with the wealth, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Okay.
I will toss some teeth.
Oh, did you add your bonus, Steel Ripper, when you made that roll? You get a +1 bonus when you make that
Yeah,
test.
my persuasion is 2, so
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
it's not the most practical of things to do, but
So I get
Alright.
1 bonus.
You got it.
And 3. Here we go.
Okay, well, your
Ooh.
first test as captain is successful. So you get, you've got, which ship are you on? The Imperator. You also get D3 morale back.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. The big thing, though, here, I guess we would have had tribe growth from the growth population. Every 500 orcs increases population. Well, yeah, that's the end of the journey, technically. You guys, what was it, like about 6,000 orcs last time, if I recall?
Something like that.
Okay, we'll call it 6,000, so all ships can add plus 12 to their population.
God damn. Okay.
It's one population for every 500 orcs. Did that a little backwards, but that's okay. And finally, extended repairs. So this is the big one. Sometimes a vessel needs to spend an extended amount of time conducting repairs to get back into working order. If the captain wishes, their vessel can attempt to make extended repairs. For each full week the vessel remains at anchor, one PC or crew may make a DN5 tech test. If passed, all components on the vessel that are damaged, depressurized, or unpowered are restored to full working order, and the ship gains D6 hull integrity. Each shift increases another D6 integrity. If you get a critical, the repairs are completed in half the time, or one destroyed component is miraculously repaired to full working order. If a complication is rolled, a terrible accident occurs, such as crew being vented into space, collapsed machinery, or a fire breaking out, which causes D6 damage to morale and crew. So that's really the way you have to repair. I mean, these are huge, massive vessels that are kilometers long, so it takes a long time to get them fully up. Now, if you were at like an actual starship dock or something like that, a space station, then you'd probably have bonuses or things like that. But just trying to do this out in the void on your own. Now, there's probably stuff you guys could loot from the planet down below that might help with that, but it depends how long you guys want to stay here and how you want to go about it. But as far as for the destroyed components, we have a few destroyed weapons on some of these ships. Other than getting a critical, the only way to really replace that is to find another one, or in the case of the orcs, you guys would have to loot enough shit to quote-unquote fix it and make a new one. And this might be just the planet to do that at. So, since they do have lots of manufactorums down on that planet that specialize in making weapons and armor. So, it's up to you guys how you want to go about it.
I do think we probably need to at least get one round of repairs in to bring engines back online, to move ships around potentially.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, that's my vote.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Scorcha, since the elite crew were all killed, I have set the crew rating of the Imperator to 6, which is the same as all the rest of your ships, with the exception of the Machina. The Machina has a crew rating of 8. The Adeptus Mechanicus crew on there was a little bit better than your average guys, so, but everybody else is still a 6, unless you guys do something to try to change that. So I changed all their stats to 6, which is good. And yeah, let me change that on here as well. All right, so I will need a DN5 tech test, either from our captains or crew, whichever ones you want to do. If you pass, and we can have Mulgrim do one of these tests if you so desire, because he is on board one of the ships, so you can choose where he goes if you'd like him to do so. His tech is 13 dice total, because he's a boss. So again, this will repair all damaged stuff. If you get a critical, it fixes any destroyed stuff, and it or one destroyed thing, and it gives you D6 hull back.
Or you want Mulgrim to help you?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so Mulgrim will mosey on over to ye old. Well, he's got a bonus from something. Probably because he's a Death Skull. That would be my guess. 14 dice coming your way. Let's get this ship fixed up and painted blue.
Oh.
Okay, well, he's got
Nice.
7 successes with a shift. Anybody got any wrath left?
Fuck.
Nope.
Yeah, I have a wrath. What's
Well, because for every shift, you get another D6 hull back. So he's got 1
Oh.
shift right now.
Yeah, I'll throw a wrath at him.
Okay, make sure I got his roll. 2 more. 3 shifts. Well, look at that. 15 successes. Okay, so all the damaged weapons and systems on the Imperator are fixed. And you are getting back 15 hull damage. 4, 5, 6. Look at that.
Nice.
Job's a good one, boss. The cannons on the front are still messed up, but the rest of the ship's working. Oh, also there's a bunch of fighters and stuff in here we can blow stuff up with.
Nice. Let's make use of those. Paint them red.
Oh, you got it. Wait, no, blue. Okay. All right, that stuff's all good. And then
So
just update on the very last page, the notes page, Kyle. You should be able to change the hull integrity.
right, so we're the only thing that's still fucked up is the bombardment cannon.
Yeah, because that's totally destroyed.
Okay, and so that would be and
And get 15
hull
health back,
integrity
plus 15.
plus 15. Okay, so
Yep.
it'd be 22.
Okay,
I'm gonna have my crew do the tech test.
go for it. Oh no, a complication.
But you did
Okay.
succeed.
You do pass and you do have a shift. So, no.
Do I roll the
that's-
complication?
No, you don't
Different?
roll the complication. Yeah. Okay, so first off, 2d6 hull is restored. Ooh, boxcar.
There's my 6s.
They're fighting. It's because they're repairing so well. They just exhaust themselves and get pissed off because you're working them so hard. Okay, so you get 12 hull back. All your systems are back online that are damaged. However, you take D6 damage to crew and morale.
God damn.
Only 2. Okay. They're getting used to working under the heel of their massive orc warlord. And that's all on your notes tab, Eric. On your
Yeah, I got
your
it.
page. Okay, good. All right, Sean.
Yeah, gonna have to do a tech test. I don't suppose Peppa could try to give him a leadership test bonus.
Sure.
Alright, let's give it a fucking shot, boys.
DN3. Every shift will give you an extra dice.
2 shifts.
Okay, 2 bonus
Okay.
dice.
I like it,
Work.
Tech test. 2 dice.
For all my Warcraft fans out there. Oh, I saw the critical. Okay, you pass with a shift. So 2d6 hull.
Nice.
No complication. You got 2 glory left here if you want to use any. All right, 8 hull. All your systems are back online.
Nice. No longer crippled engines.
And finally, Steel Ripper.
I'll take the tech test for this one.
Living the dream. Ew.
That's not good. I do want repairs here.
Anybody finish their objectives while we were in space?
My objective was to start a fight.
There you go.
Yeah, Chris,
I'll give it to you.
Alright. I will throw my glory to Steel Ripper.
Alright, hold on. I've got one more wrath left. Let's see what happens
Oh,
here.
you've got a rat, so I can
Oh,
keep my
cool.
rat.
It's possibly worse.
Oh no.
no, brother.
I need.
I would
need
use a
that.
glory here because if you get another success, you'll have 2 shifts.
Sure.
Or no, you'll have only 1 shift because it's DN5. Remember?
Is it now? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's supposed to be DN5.
Never mind now. Yeah, that'll be fine.
You got 2 glory left. Might as well.
You can hope for a 6.
I guess so.
Just a success is all you need.
Hey.
Okay. Now you've got 5 successes. You got 7 successes and 1
Oh,
shift.
okay. I see.
So you get 2d6 hull, but then you take d6 morale and crew. Ooh, 11. Okay. At least you're working your guys to death for a reason, for some payoff.
Come on, let's
you
get
know?
that one. Just a nice one.
It's probably those stupid humans, that are getting uppity.
Yeah.
Just replace them with orcs.
Weak.
Orcs would be happy to fix our floating death machines in space. Only 2. Okay, see? Not too bad. Okay, so at the end of that, how is the fleet looking?
Pregnant Inferior is not doing too bad.
I mean, the Imperator's got some
We fucked the
distance to-
Imperator real hard.
some distance to walk. Out of 60 for hull integrity, we're at a nice 22.
60?
Mhm.
God damn.
For crew, we're looking at 12 out of 100, and for morale, we're looking at a 3 out of 100. So I'd say we're doing pretty well.
I mean, considering the ship had 0 crew,
Yeah,
a week ago.
we went from 0 to 3. I mean,
It's like a 300% increase, brother.
we're cooking with gas.
Yeah.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah, however, you still have all these negatives, which I will put on the ship here in a moment. Okay. Oops. What is next? That's after about a week goes by. You guys get some repairs done. Nothing terrible seems to happen. Do you guys do anything else during this time?
Can I further my cybernetic enhancements on WAAAGH? Trying to make them
Sure.
tougher and stronger and smarter and faster. Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Okay.
Well,
I would say, what do we do? I think we did a tech and a Medicaid last time.
right. I think I was doing the Medicaid, and the last time we did it, it was Ed Egg. I was doing the tech tests. We're doing like a tandem thing. Where is it?
Did you have your ship do the tech test just now, or did you do it?
I had my ship do the tech test.
Okay, well, you can do the Medicaid test, but unfortunately, Mulgrim and Steel Rip are both repairing the ships at this point. They would not be able to do the tech tests. Well, you've passed that. Give us a point of glory if you want that shift.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just need someone to do the tech test at some point. So that could happen later.
Yeah.
But just mark it off somewhere. Dig a note on your character sheet. Halfway through the procedures.
Okay.
During this time, towards the end of that week, Loktar, Vashir, comes over the Vox. Captain, we have a disturbance in the warp. It appears a fleet has just emerged.
What sort of fleet?
I detect 4 vessels from the Imperial battle fleet of this system.
Headed our way. They're aware of us.
I don't believe so, but they have just transitioned. I suggest caution and stealth, lest you wish to find us in an early grave.
Yeah.
He also suggests either hiding and or trying to do some scans to find out specifics. But with his, well, let me do a test for him and see what he with his psychic mastery, because he's just kind of sitting around doing nothing. So he detects it no problem. He's got 2 shifts here, so yeah, he's able to tell you there's 4 vessels, and they've got Imperial call signs. you know, they're from the system battle fleet, but that's all that he has. He doesn't give any specifics on the ships or what types they are.
We make it to the asteroid belt to hide.
Are you asking him or just in general?
In general, whoever would know the answer, if like that's where we
I
should.
mean, keep in mind the asteroid belt is like here, so it's like a week's travel away.
Is there like a way for us to like turn off all non-essential systems? Sort of like whatever they did in like the Hunt for Red October, where they went like dark.
There is actually rules for that. It's called running. I think it's called running dark, actually. That's actually what Mulgrim did, so he didn't get spotted by the Space Marines back when he was on the junk planet.
What a king!
Yeah. Well, thank Matt for that. He made the choice not to fight whatever came out of the warp, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah, good call.
You would have no mech and no Rex Machina at this point. So basically, when you run silent, you power down most of the non-essential things of the ship so that you're not really giving off much of a signal. Unless somebody is actively scanning and scanning very well, and if you've got anything nearby that's helping act as interference, such as an asteroid field, for example, then it's even harder. They could still find you if they roll well enough, but assuming they're scanning. But yeah, you don't really have to make any sort of test, I don't think. Actually, no, it is opposed. Okay. All right. It'll be an opposed... Only one ship needs to make this for the whole fleet, so whoever wants to. It'd be an opposed piloting plus maneuver. And if they're scanning, then they do their detection plus investigation.
That's gotta be Steel Ripper, right?
Well, although I am great at piloting, the maneuverability of this very, very large ship,
Oh.
especially with something... Oh wait, is that gone? No, I have accrued damage, so maneuverability is down 1. So it's DN +4 to test that I take on this one. Although maybe it makes sense for me to take it anyway because it's...
Yeah, so you will get whatever
Oh,
penalties on the ship, because the idea is that your ship is kind of leading the formation and kind of instructing everybody else what to do. So,
Right, so Peppa's pilot is 7, and he gets +2 because of the maneuverability. So I'd be rolling 9 dice, and I have 1 Wrath.
Okay. It might be better for you to do it, because piloting for me is 10, but if it increases it 4, that sort of brings me functionally down to 6.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or worse, actually, but depends on how you do the math.
Alright, I will give us our best shot.
okay.
2.
1 success, and it's a critical.
Good thing I
Nicely
have
done.
Wrath. Jesus fucking Christ.
The best worst result you could get.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow. Crushing it with 10 successes and 3 shifts. Okay, this is opposed. Are you happy with that result?
Let's throw a glory. 'Cause we have some glory. Fucking 2?
Another
Again?
Jesus,
Fuck.
man, that's hilarious. Okay. So, you position the fleet in such a way that you try to get on the other side of the planet with minimal use of your actual engines and thrusters, trying to let whatever momentum you build up, and then basically turning the ships basically off for the most part. You guys wait with bated breath, wondering when the klaxons are going to start ringing, but they never do. In addition, they actually have a complication on their roll, and you guys are able to pick up basically the transmission of their scans. They are clearly scanning the area and looking for something. And then you can tell that they are hailing the planet. You can tell they're trying to make a Vox transmission down to them.
Can we listen or try to listen into the Vox transmission without alerting them?
Yes, but that is going to take a... Probably just do the focused augury scan action. Basically, the complication is their Vox transmission is broadcast like on all channels or something like that. You guys accidentally pick it up, basically.
Mhm.
So you guys know they're trying to do this. But yeah, to actually like hack into it and find out what they're saying, that'll be do the focused augury scan.
Has anyone got a good investigation plus detection?
Detection is just one on this boat, but I do have good investigation.
No.
Edge.
Nope.
You want to give it a shot, man?
Oh yeah, sure, 7 here.
Steel Ripa, the Swiss Army knife of orc mechs. I don't know what that roll though. It is DN5 for the focus scan.
I don't know.
Glory.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Maybe another
Get
2.
that 2, baby. Get that 2 out of the way.
Yeah. Oh, with the
Oh!
3. Holy
Hey,
shit.
I'm happy seeing a different fucking number.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
At least it's going up. Hey, in a couple of sessions, we'll get those 5s and 6s, boys.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Steel Ripa, you are unable to focus in on the transmission or hack into it in some way. If you do hack in at all, it's mostly garbled and you can't really make out anything that they're saying. The only thing you know for sure is they are clearly communicating with the planet or someone on the planet. Or I should say, they're attempting to. You don't know if they're being successful or not. The planet could be dead for all you know. You haven't gone down there yet. What would you like to do?
So are we just gonna hide out in the asteroid field for like a week or two, patch things up, and occasionally scan the planet, trying to figure out what's going on?
Well, you'd have to make your way to the asteroid field. Remember, it's about a week's out.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll assume you guys are probably on this side of the planet, and so they're, at this point, they're in between you and them. I mean, they obviously probably going to move or do something, but you're not sure yet. I mean, this whole process probably takes, a couple hours. They don't just, like, peek out the window, there's nothing here, and then, like, turn around and leave. Yeah, it's mind-numbing boredom as you guys kind of float in the void. But they don't seem to detect you or pick you up.
I'm not sure we're in position to get into a scrap right now.
I mean, all you gotta do is get 4 of those critical hits. You got 4 ships, right? Just live the dream in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
I
But
think we need our wrath back first.
Yeah. Also, maybe want to repair, the 4th ship a little bit more than, 15% of its hull.
Then 3 crew.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You lost 3 crew because you took 3 damage.
And it's now a cemetery.
Yeah. And Scorch is dead, too, because he's in there. Right, boss. Do we just want to hide out a little bit further into deep space?
We may have to get some more repairs on the ship first. If we head out into deep space, we can get the work done faster.
Right.
Well, we could try and see if the other boys, those Imperials, are in orbit in the ship around the planet. I mean, if they are, maybe we could do a little ring around the rosy, and once we come around to the asteroid belt, sneak off there. But otherwise, deep space, yeah, seems the best way.
Well, thrusters are fixed, so we can go either way. So we want to try to slingshot around the planet as they're passing on the other side.
You guys can make repairs while you're on the move. For the most part. Especially if you're just running on low power and you're not doing like warp jumps and stuff. So keep that in mind.
So we could kind of wait for those new ships to peace out and eventually down onto Dunavern.
Dunavern.
Okay. The Imperial ship is like right on top of the words. Okay, yeah, Dunaburn.
Yeah, let's spend some time fixing and just try and keep the planet between us and them for now.
Okay, so you're just gonna basically stay where you are, keep doing repairs, and if they start moving, try to move in such a way that you stay on the opposite side of the planet?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well here's what we'll do. Since repairs are week by week, we'll do things that way. So, another week goes by. I will need another scan from you guys to see if you can detect if they're still there or not. You can also have Vashir reach out psychically to see if he can detect any of their navigators as well, though you don't know if that's safer or more dangerous than just using your scans as far as whether or not they'll detect you or not.
Would Bashir know that?
You can ask him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Scorcher would probably ask. Oi. Thinky man. Is it safer if we use our scanners or if you use your brain and talk to them?
To do what exactly?
Oh well, because we was thinking if their fleet starts moving, right, we move our fleet around the other way of the planet, right? So like, if you looked out with your brain to see their ships, is that safer than us using our scanners?
That depends how confident you are with your technical capabilities. And at this point, he would vox over to Loktar. Clearly, he doesn't feel like he needs to be speaking to someone like Scorcha. He says, Captain, I can easily reach out to find out if there are other navigators in the area. Given the warp turbulence in this system, it should be relatively easy for me to mask my presence, and if they do detect anything, they may not realize that it is another navigator, especially one of such skill as myself. However, if you feel that your people are better equipped, by all means, use the ship's sensors.
You were able to warn us once of their movements. I think I'd put more trust in you than our scanner.
A wise choice, Captain. All good relationships are built on trust. I appreciate such confidence. Give me a moment. And he will reach out to the warp. With a critical, cause
What
this
a
guy's
king.
fucking king!
Bashir remembered that.
Yep. So he does open his mind to the warp, and after some time, perhaps a half hour to an hour, he says, I detect the fleet is still here, Captain. They do not appear to be on the move. Does he have any shifts? He does, and he has a critical. He says, I detect all 4 vessels are still there, and I can tell that the flagship of the group is a Dauntless light cruiser, just like this ship, though I could not tell you what type of designation or armaments. I would guess by the movements of the ship they have perhaps set anchor and are either trying to communicate with the planet down below or perhaps making plans or repairs themselves. Though that sort of thing I cannot really determine. That would be more of the technical side of things. Eventually he then chimes back. He also says, for what it's worth, I can't tell you specifically which ships these are, but they are part of the battle fleet of this system. It's not the entire fleet, though. Last I understood, the main Imperial battle fleet was stationed at the world of Moriarch, there is a slight bit of a uprising rebellion that's been happening there for some time, according to Imperial records. It appears the main fleet is there providing support to the local Astra Militarum regiment, the Lava Rats, in helping quell and keep such an uprising in check. However, the records of the planet indicate this has been going on for several years. More of a guerrilla war rather than an actual uprising. I believe the Imperium really doesn't know how to handle such a thing that they can't just smash with one fell swoop. My guess, though, would be that words of your exploits have gotten out and they've sent a portion of the fleet to track us down. Perhaps the ship that escaped back when this all began was probably part of the battle fleet, and, well, it's been months since that happened. Perhaps they finally caught up with us. I would not expect anything larger than a light cruiser, although whether or not the other ships are of the same class or smaller is beyond my capabilities.
So, Chris, what was the name of that planet that he said is having the rebellion?
Moriarch, this one on the other side of the system.
Ah, okay. I just needed to scroll down a little bit.
So on the plus side, I don't believe the entire fleet is here. And even though they surely know of our presence at this point, between this fleet being here and the fact that the Death Watch have tracked us down, I would be surprised if they didn't communicate in one way, shape, or form. Regardless, it would seem they've only sent out a small portion to deal with us. Which means, I would hazard to guess, if it was indeed that ship that escaped, they may only think that this fleet contains 2 vessels.
So we may be able to surprise them.
Possible. They don't seem to know that we're here. We may be able to get the drop on them, though if we do such a thing, I would suggest more reconnaissance to know exactly what we're up against. I am no Imperial Battlefleet commander, but I have been working for the Rogue Trader for some time, and I've been part of the Imperium for my entire life. I do have a rudimentary knowledge of some of their tactics and formations.
And how would we sneak up on them to scout?
A smaller vessel might be able to do it undetected, especially if you had some fighter craft or shuttles. Those would have the best chance of success. You could also send one of our smaller ships, such as the Fury, though you would risk it ending up being detected and having an entire ship fight the fleet instead of a single shuttle or fighter.
Maybe one of the Thunderhawks?
Could the Imperator launch some Thunderhawks?
Certainly. Though the more you launch, the greater chance of detection, but the greater chance of success you have as well. So... And, well, Thunderhawks are quite prized pieces of technology. I would not waste them frivolously, especially considering the main cannons on the ship are currently unoperational.
What about some of the flight craft we stole from,
Allosaurus Bliss.
yeah.
That, or was it Acrinos?
Those would,
Acronos?
I was Telesaurus Bliss. Those would be adequate as well. I would send one of those over the Thunderhawks if you were asking about what's worth more, what's a better asset to save. Although, considering we're in bad shape, it might not be a bad idea to risk a Thunderhawk or 2 to make sure the job gets done. I will leave those decisions to you, Captain. I am simply here to advise.
I thank you for your advice.
Of course.
Alright, boys, let's get some of those fighter craft in the air. See if we can get an idea of what we're dealing with.
Right.
Okay.
Sounds
So,
good, boss.
I think I added these rules in the Starship. If I didn't, I have them written up. Maybe I just didn't add them here yet. But, so, actually, relatively straightforward. There's another weapon component called escort bays or launch bays, and that's where you house your fighter craft that can be launched to do various things. The strength of the component is basically its space. The more strength it has, the larger it is. Most of the bays, as far as what I've seen in the rules, are either strength 1 or 2. And if I recall, I'm just looking up my rules here, each point of strength has enough room for 3 squadrons. You launch them squadrons at a time. A squadron might be a couple, like half a dozen to a couple dozen. It doesn't matter. All squadrons kind of act the same way. It just depends if you launch them as fighters, bombers, or assault boats, which you have to have pre-planned on your ship. The special thing of the Thunderhawks is they can act as all 3. So you don't have to decide, I'm launching 1 squadron of fighters and 2 squadrons of bombers. You just launch them and they can do all 3 of those things. So that's the cool thing. So you only have 3 squadrons of Thunderhawks because you only have a strength 1 launch bay. But that is still 3 squadrons you can have flying around doing stuff. So if you just want to send a single Thunderhawk, it won't really affect your strength if it comes back or not. The more you send, the better chance you have of, having a successful mission or getting more information, but the better chance you have of being detected too. So it's really up to you.
Can we pilot some of these to increase our chances?
Yeah, I mean, you guys could just take one and, have the crew on board and pilot it. Try to do a stealth mission. I mean, these smaller craft are a little bit easier to get past big ships like this, They might, even if they do detect you, they might just think you're some space debris, not necessarily an enemy ship, especially if they're scanning for large vessels like the fleet.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But if they do detect you and they start firing, I mean,
Game over, buddy.
all it takes is some of their turrets to get in range, and you're you have a chance, but you're certainly not going to outfight them. You're going to just have to outrun them and outmaneuver them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're going to be shooting at you with their macro batteries. It's just they can't. It's just too small of a target.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do you guys want to do? How do you want to handle it?
Right. Boss, you want to send some of us on a sheep going deep undercover?
Probably our best bet at this point.
All right. Well, you can load up the Thunderhawk. I mean, it's a fairly heavily armored vehicle, and it can hold a good amount of troops. I believe it can carry a tank underneath as well, I think.
God damn.
I think
Unless
they held rhinos.
It was either Rhinos or Land Raiders, I believe.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
gotta be Rhino, right? Land Raider's too big.
I mean, Thunderhawks are huge.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the mini Thunderhawk used to be able to carry as a Storm Raven could carry the Dreadnoughts, so maybe.
And a Valkyrie there's the special Valkyrie carry-alls that can carry a vehicle, so...
Yeah, alright, maybe, yeah, I guess a Thunderhawk.
Unless there was special carry-all Thunderhawks. I don't remember, but anyway.
Right. Right, so who wants to go on the Thunderhawk?
And for this one, we're just spinning the ship around the planet to get visual confirmation of a bunch of ships. Maybe kicking a quick scan.
Right, trying to figure out what they're packing before we ambush them. Yeah?
Vashir would chime in again. I think it might be worth pointing out, Captain. Using the Thunderhawks, it occurs to me, might actually be the safest route. They'll be designated as Imperial ships of the Adeptus Astartes. They have markings of the Death Watch. If you play your cards right, they may not even question you. And if they do, you should be able to simply tell them to mind their own business. It'd be a very reckless Imperial Admiral that would question or open fire on an Adeptus Astartes vessel, especially one of the Inquisition. You could use that to your advantage.
A good point.
Should we bring a Yumi so that if they talk at us, it's a human talking back?
Would not be a bad idea. I'm sure I could recommend one of our lower deck officers that has grown accustomed to our new situation here. Oh, is that a regular Thunderhawk?
That's the transporter. A Land Raider or 2 Rhinos.
Okay.
Damn.
So it doesn't have as many weapons, and it doesn't look like it has as much troop capacity, but it can carry you. Okay, so you guys don't have that one, you just have the regular Thunderhawks,
Nice.
which carries a bunch of dudes anyway, so...
Do we still have the bodies of the Adeptus Astartes?
I would assume so. I mean, they've probably been mostly looted, so like their armor's probably all fucked up and gone for
Right.
the most part.
I have all their helmets.
Yeah, yeah, Chris. I was gonna ask at one point if I could loot some of the bodies on the ship.
Well, you guys did your acquisition tests, and
Not
for
like
stuff, but
this would be more for like flair.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there would be much left of their armor. I think they would have been totally scrounged by the rest of the tribe.
Right,
So-
yeah. I'm just wondering if there's any kind of like useful identifiers or identification things that they might have on in their armors or in their helmets or something that we could use or that might help us.
I would need a scholar test for that.
Ooh, let's see
And
what
that
that's
would
based
be-
off of.
That would be, it's probably intelligence. It's going to be a tough one, too, because you're talking about inquisitorial stuff, so that's probably, honestly, like DN 9 or 11.
Alright, yeah, okay. I've got 5 dice. If I roll 5 6s, we got this. Easy.
Okay, yeah, we'll just roll. If you roll 5 6s, I'll tell you if it works or not, okay? Or 4 6s and a 4+.
Yeah.
I mean, not for lack of trying.
4 successes on 5 dice.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not bad. Yeah. Oh,
You imagine there probably is, but you, especially being an orc, and this is the first time you've encountered them, and it's like one of the most secretive organizations, you're not sure what you'd be looking for.
yeah. Well, it never hurts to try, you know?
Vashir would just tell you, like, he doesn't, he probably, I guess I'll make a test for him too, but he probably doesn't know a whole lot. I mean, he's got decent scholar, so let's see if he's picked anything up. He was hanging out with an inquisitorial psyker. 7 successes with a shift.
You know,
Okay.
we probably have 1 glory left.
Okay. Well, he just got you. Well, he could get you glory with a shift. Yeah, he'll throw another dice at it. Why not?
Oh,
successes.
sliding on the 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he would probably say something along the lines of, there is probably something, but even if you did know exactly what that is, I doubt this Imperial commander would know much of what that meant. This is more of a, shall we say, flash your badge type of situation.
right.
I guess it bears explaining since you're not of the Imperium.
Right. What's the
The-
page?
The Inquisition is a secretive organization that is in charge of protecting the Imperium for things such as warp entities, the forces of chaos, and Xenos threats such as yourselves. The Death Watch are one such branch, and that is the group of Marines that boarded us in our time in the warp. There's also the branch that the Psyker Cartren was from. While I did not learn much, I do know that the Death Watch specialize in hunting Xenos. Perhaps why they were so eager to attack us with one single ship. Or perhaps that's all they have in the system. Regardless, most Imperial commanders probably don't know much more beyond that unless they themselves served in the Inquisition or had knowledge of a comrade as I did. So, we'll put it this way. The Inquisition is feared throughout the Imperium just as much as any enemy. So you should be able to use that to your advantage.
Right. Okay.
I will find a suitable candidate to act as your liaison if need be.
Right.
I would go myself, but I don't think I should leave the fleet.
Alright.
So yeah, he'll get you like one of the, like I said, there's, you know, some lower deck officer that mans, I don't know, like one of the weapons batteries or something. And yeah. He seems a little uneasy, but Bashir, he's probably more scared of Bashir than he is of you guys, so
Understandable. A dude who could probably melt his mind.
yeah, with three eyes, right? The third remember the third eye of the navigator.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have a we'll just Lieutenant Gorman. He's back.
Gorman. Wait,
Yep.
Chris.
Sean.
The battle like frigate that we just got, the Space Marine one?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Death Watch?
Yes.
Ship?
It is coated black with Inquisitorial and Death Watch insignia.
Okay. Well, at some point we might want to scrounge through all of their data and see if there's any important information on their ship.
You certainly could do that too. If you'd like, you could do that right now. You've had plenty of time.
Well, that's for a mech to do. But it doesn't have the skills for that.
We
Yeah,
could,
what would that be? A tech test?
Yeah, tech or scholar. I mean, it doesn't matter because it's going to be 6 dice either way, but
Yeah.
or investigation.
Did you have Mulgrim help you out since he was on the ship fixing things?
Oh, he was
Oh.
on that ship. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he'll do tech because that's definitely his specialty.
Jesus.
8 successes with 2 shifts. Okay. Anything particular you're having him look for?
Any ideas, guys?
Anything that we can use to remain either undetected or
Maybe
get
like
people to leave us alone.
I'm sorry, was the second part undetected or what?
They kind of just that would kind of scare people away from us.
maybe like
Yeah, I don't know, any security protocols that they document in there for how Death Watch deals with
Maybe, like,
Imperial fleets or
Okay,
battle
well,
battle plans or
project
something
here, yeah.
regarding our
he's
fleet.
going to use a point of glory here because he really needs to hit DN9 to get some extra stuff. But he does have shifts here, which will give me a little bit more.
Sheesh.
Oh yeah,
Oh
whatever they know
my
about us,
God,
maybe.
glory.
go on.
I mean, even though he's on board the ship, it is still an inquisitorial ship, so its security is probably pretty high up there. So he probably isn't really able to get much with the tech test. Unfortunately, does anybody have any wrath left?
No, I used mine.
All the wrath burned already?
Already, it's the end of the game.
Yes.
Well, Chris, if you'd allow me to like flare my war gear with stuff I've looted,
I can run back and forth across the ship.
then
Yeah, I
Then
mean,
I
you,
would've-
you said you were looking to loot stuff, so
Yeah.
I would allow that. That's fine. Sure.
okay, yeah, then I would
Alright.
have 1 wrath to
All
give.
right, we'll give him the reroll here. Boom!
Oh
my
my
God!
God.
I know everything. 17 successes, listeners.
His head blows off.
Yeah, I know it all.
He cast too many spells on the WAAAGH train.
It's probably less because it'd be DN9 at least. So let's see, 2, 4. Well, he's got 11 successes with 3 shifts, so we'll do it that way, maximum. Okay, so he's able to get into the ship systems and get you guys a wealth of information. First, he is able to determine that this ship came from the moon of Cobalt, just outside Akrados. Apparently, there is a secret Death Watch base on that moon. Further, he is able to find and explain to you guys that apparently years and years ago, perhaps even more than a century ago, this system was attacked by a small splinter tendril fleet of the Tyranid species. And that is why several of the planets, looking at mainly the three in the inner cauldron, are like completely barren rocks, because the Tyranids got to them and stripped them of all biomass. The Imperium was able to eventually defeat this hive fleet tendril and exterminate the Tyranids. And of course, the Inquisition got involved and basically has hid that information from the wider Imperium to avoid any sort of panic like they do. So that is definitely not common knowledge. Furthermore, they set up a base on Cobalt to watch over the system should signs of the infestation reemerge. After decades and decades of nothing happening, it seems the Tyranid presence has indeed been wiped out, and over time, the full operational base has slowly been dwindled down to a skeleton crew, and most of the Marines that were there have been sent off to other war zones and to other tasks, leaving only a single kill team, which was the 5-man squad that attacked you guys. This is their only ship that they have left at the base. And the base, as far as you can tell, is probably just manned by servitors and like basic serfs and crew. There are no other Marines as far as the records tell. It seems it was just the 5 of them, and it seems that every year they rotate out another squad to maintain as a garrison here. So they were the ones on garrison at this point. So you probably could find out when that last happened, so you would know. It won't be anytime soon before the next rotation comes up. Probably months. Furthermore, you do confirm that the Psyker, when she escaped, clearly being part of the Inquisition, she knew about this base, or found out about it somehow. She went there, warned the Marines. They hopped in their strike cruiser and started to hunt you guys down. Of course, at the time, they only thought it was your one ship because she escaped before you guys took any other ships over. And they've probably been tracking you for quite a while and eventually caught up to you guys. So, there doesn't seem to be any other Space Marine presence in the system, at least with the Death Watch, as you can tell. That base, it's probably still well defended and probably hidden somewhere on the moon, although you would know the location at this point. But you don't think you have to worry about any other Adeptus Astartes problems. And then you can get more information on like some of the Tyranid infestation here and there. We can go into specifics later, but there's a couple planets that seem to have more stuff about that. You would also, with all of that, you would find out basically everything else out about the system as far as what's here. So you do find out that between the 2 asteroid belts just to the south of you guys, there is a massive dust cloud anomaly. To the galactic south of Akrados, there is a gravity well. And just outside of Moriarch's orbit in the far southwest, there's a large asteroid cluster, which is believed to be the remains of a planet or a moon, possibly consumed or destroyed during the Tyranid invasion. There is also a perpetual warp storm that is surrounding the planet of Heratrax in the inner cauldron. It seems that has been raging for a few years, and no one has been down there for quite some time. And finally, there is a starship graveyard just outside the asteroid belt in the primary biosphere here, kind of between Hetertrax and Thentros. There's more information on that. It is an old Adeptus Mechanicus convoy consisting of 7 hulls. Most are barely left, and there's very few pieces left, but it is still there. It's probably been plundered over the years, but you never know. There could be stuff there to find. And you don't get any other information about the gas giants. The same thing. People go there and never come back, so don't go there.
So you're saying Necron Tomb World, right? Obviously, the gas giant, easy.
Sure, a planet made of gas is a tomb world. Yes.
No,
go there
we
and
need to
find
go.
out, Sean.
Dog,
We need to
don't
raid
ask me, I
the
will-
Space Marine Armory.
I will go.
I will turn this ship around.
I agree, Eric. We need to raid the shit out of that now very empty Death Watch armory.
We're
So-
all getting power armor.
And then yes, there is the Imperial Battle Fleet, which you can probably get some more information. I don't have all that information here, but yeah, there's a fleet, and it guards that planet because there's stuff going on.
Okay.
So I'll give you guys an updated map next week, which will have all the anomalies and stuff with their proper pictures.
God damn, Mulgrim. Way to go.
As far as like, I don't know, being undetected or something like that, the Death Watch presence here is clearly not known to the rest of the system. So as far as you can tell, the battle fleet probably doesn't even know of this base. And these Death Watch probably only intervene if there's a Xenos presence or like a really bad, other disturbance. But clearly the rebellion/guerrilla war on Moriarch has not been significant enough to bring them out to intervene in any way. I'll make a note here because you guys will probably be able to get some information on the battle fleet too, like the specifics. Anything else you'd have him ask for? He does have 3 shifts here, so.
That's a lot of good stuff. I don't know what else I could possibly ask for here.
Maybe there's like knowledge of weaknesses in Imperial ships, or like key Imperial ship systems, something that would help us. Because we don't know what to hit when we get crits.
That largely comes down to each individual ship, because every ship is different with the systems that it has on it.
Okay.
Basically, you have to scan a ship, and the better you get on your scan, the more components you can find.
Mhm.
But, generally every ship has warp drive, regular engines, Geller field, bridge,
Okay.
and then any weapon systems it has. There's also life support and a few other basic things that every ship has.
Okay.
But until you scan to find out specifically what they have, you can't necessarily target them because you don't know exactly where they might be located on the ship. So
Right.
that's kind of at least how the rules kind of explain it. So
Peppa would be interested if maybe the Death Watch have any Tyranid samples at their base.
let me think about that. I'll add that to my notes for next week. I haven't really
Okay.
thought about that.
Yeah. Just gonna do a whole bunch of horrible, inhumane experiments on orgs with Tyranid samples.
Oh boy. Okay. Anything else? If not, you guys can send me questions next time. I'll give you up to 3 specific questions since he has 3 shifts.
Sick.
But yeah,
Sounds
they would
good.
they would definitely have the info on at least the layout of the battle fleet because they would want to keep track of that sort of stuff just in case, just in case they got infested by, I don't know, orc pirates. Okay, well, I think that will be a good place to stop tonight. I was hoping we'd get a little further, but as usual, battles in this game take forever. I really thought with that critical hit, you guys were going to have it right then and there, cutting the fucking ship stats in half. But I guess having 12 dice to roll really can even the odds, even when your ship is totally gimped. So,
Dice.
well done. You have captured yet another ship to add to the fleet, cementing your legends as we continue throughout the stars here. So we will do a little scouting recon mission next week, figure out what's going on with this fleet, and decide what to do next as the fleet starts to put itself back together and plan for their next move. So yeah, we'll call it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by tonight. I think next week we'll have some goofy orc shenanigans yet again, and we'll keep on trucking, as they say. So thank you all so much for listening, and we will catch you on the flip side next time, same place. A nighty night.